Sports, let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Dum, dum, dum. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us and being a part of the show today. I expect to see a lot of comments because we got a debate going, the top 10 Detroit Pistons of all time. So I want you to start getting that list together in your head where you think they should land and let us know in the chat. Plus, we got a ton of other things coming up on the show. Julio, Aaron Rodgers, both trying to leave town. And then, of course, the NBA playoffs last night and some more games tonight. So lots of stuff.
Even in the talks, too.
Yeah, lots of stuff. And a dude assaults an umpire. And I can't wait till you see this video. This is wild. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show. My name is Stick. Over here.
Corey, I didn't get the memo. Woods.
What does that mean? Oh, yeah.
What?
We're wearing the
You
same
punk.
damn shirt, man.
This is my first time wearing this shirt, too.
I know. Mine, too.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Man.
I wore it the day they gave it to us, and then it's been sitting in the dryer ever since.
Mine is literally right in the car.
Corey, why do you hate the Pistons so much?
Yeah, Corey, how come you're not one of us?
That could go so many
One
ways.
of us. One of us. Google gobble, one of us. To my left this morning.
Joey, hello.
Hey, Joey. And then Alex making sure we look good over there in producer land. We got Fish making sure we sound good in the production booth. Adam is here. He'll be doing his bets later on today. And then intern Paige is going to do another news story with
Heck
you during
yes.
your news today, Joey.
Nice.
You ready for it?
Good addition. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that she's overshadowing you already, but, you know, what are we going to do?
Hey, it's all good.
Let's get into it. Last night, pair of basketball games. If you want to call them that, you could call them a pair of ass whoopings, because that's all I saw last night. Like, that Bucks game got absolutely out of control early and often.
Like, when you watch back this game, they ended up beating the Heat by 34 points. Giannis got so bored that he started playing soccer in the middle of the damn game.
Yeah. Look at this. There was a little scrum for the ball, and then, yeah, Giannis, he's bored. They're beating that ass 107-78 right now. So, and then, look at Giannis comes out of the pile with the ball, and next thing you know, he's juggling.
Hey, it's so impressive, though. I love seeing soccer players do that.
It is crazy, these international players, when they come over and are able to do that. I love this angle of it, too. Just shows dude's got skills. But that's how exciting the game was last night. Giannis did not care. I was watching the game, and it was literally over by the end of the first quarter.
And it literally was. It was just that entire game. I mean, you see the Heat were just so quiet. Jimmy Butler, 32 minutes, getting only 10 points. Just the entire Heat team seemed like they just were not there to play, and now you see it as they're down 2-0 in this series.
There's a big bucket right there to go up 46-18 in the first.
I did not expect the Heat to just vanish from the team that they were last year. Like, did the Lakers take their soul? What the hell happened to Tyler Hero?
Yeah, he's gone.
Did somebody kidnap him and put him in the back of a trunk because he's MIA? I know Jimmy Buckets was coming off of an injury, but he started to look like he was okay. Then, now he's disappearing. I have no idea what's going on with the Heat, but the Bucks are playing up to their potential finally. The past couple of years, they were not playing up to it. Giannis was looking like he should not have been a back-to-back MVP, but this year, this series so far, they are whooping the Heat ass. It's really nothing I can say about it other than I got this one wrong. Because I thought that it was going to be Heat and 6. Right now, it's looking like it's about to be Bucks and 4. Not 4, 4.
Yeah. And that's what Charles Barkley was saying last night, too. He's like, listen, I'm guaranteeing this sweep now. Like, there's no way these guys are going to win a game. And to your point, man, like, what the hell happened to the Heat? Like, last year they were competing for the championship. This year, it doesn't even look close.
They're competing right now for who about to be the first team to get swept.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. Last year, too, seeing the Heat make it all the way to the finals, like, that to me was kind of a shock. Like, yes, that team's on like a great ball team, but they started playing at such a high level that you're just not seeing it this year. It's like they gave all their juice last year and they have no eggs left in the basket.
I think because there is no tape on them. they were a really new team, and I don't think anybody expected Jimmy Butler to go in there and raise those guys' confidence that high. And you showed that the Heat really overachieved last season, and it showed. And it's showing right now because they look like a shell of them former selves.
Yeah, well, the Bucks won last night, 132-98. That's not going to be much of a series moving forward. I think we all agree that it's over. It's over. Put them in a box. It's over. And then the other game last night, another pretty much ass whooping. I mean, it was a little closer throughout the entire game. I'm talking about the Nuggets versus the Trailblazers. The dad bod god out there doing his thing.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's one series I actually got it right so far.
Well, I like it because at least this series has like people wanting to fight each other.
Yeah.
And I'm about that life. Like that's what I want to see when my sports teams. I love those in-game rivalries. I love when coaches are talking trash to each other. And did you see the assistant coach last night running across the court like he wanted every bit of smoke? Look at him, the little guy dressed in all black. And look at him.
Wait, what did he do?
Look at it. He's bad-mouthing all the players. He's going at them.
What's he about to do?
Yeah, if you don't sit your ass down.
That's what I love, though.
If that was the head coach, all right, I get head coaches getting fired up. Man, if you don't, go drop a play.
Dude, he runs out there like he's actually going to do something. All I could see happening in that situation is what happened to Van Gundy when he was trying to hold on to Charles Oakley's leg.
Oh, yeah. He got
That was one of the funniest moments in NBA history. Dude's just hanging on to a 7-footer's leg underneath the pile.
As he steps and walks.
I'm not going to tell coaches that they should not get mad and fiery. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I like seeing coaches fired up and angry over calls. I'm going to say this. If you're a guy his size and not a former player, I would advise you to not run up on some grown-ass men who will literally put you down right there where you stand.
Yeah. If they're twice your size, yeah, kind of defer. Fish, you're actually great at that. Like, whenever you talk about Fish getting in a fight, he's like, listen, I'm small. I can't fight anybody, right, Fish?
Yeah, and I don't want to fight anyone, so that makes sense. No, I like being short.
How tall are you, Fish?
I don't know, 5'4", 5'2", 3 feet.
You're not 5'2".
I don't know.
How much do you weigh, Fish?
Like 2 pounds.
No, he's literally under
a
100
donut.
pounds. That's my favorite thing about Fish.
Yeah, I'm like 110, 105.
We got to get a tail of the tape of Fish.
Yep.
We really got to find out what you're weighing, and then just find out who's in your weight class. Because you know how we did those boxing things for the rest of Woodward sports against each other? Maybe you could take on Paige.
I forget. I think it was Terry Foster who said it. He said that someone lasered him for his measurement.
Oh.
I want to be lasered for my measurement. That would be pretty cool.
So, yeah, I can just imagine Fish running out there in an NBA fight just holding on to ankles. What would you do that if you got, there's a bunch of dudes like 7 foot tall and you got to break up the fight? What are you doing, Fish?
I'm just shoulder charge.
All
There
right.
you go. That a boy.
I'll just use my shoulder and bang into someone.
Yeah, Fish ran up on me yesterday and acted like he was going to punch me in the face, and it shocked me.
He always does that.
Yeah.
He always just runs up and then he hard stomps his feet.
Right. So watch out for Fish, even though he's 5'2", you say you are?
5'4", 5'5", 3 feet, 2 feet.
Fish is about, I'm going to guesstimate about 5'4".
Yeah, I'm thinking 5'4".
I'm thinking under 100 pounds. He's at like 99.
No, Fish is not under 100 pounds. He's probably about $115 at most.
Well, we love you, Fish, no matter what size you are.
You got the best.
And I would love to see Fish come in there with his shoulder charge, breaking up NBA fights. Damian Lillard looked good last night. You know, he's
42 points. That's logo Lillard. He was back in action.
42 and 10, 9 for 13 beyond the arc.
Beautiful.
I know that Dame can hit those distance shots, but he really lived up to logo Lillard. He was hitting shots where I'm like, dude, why are you hitting a step? Oh, okay, that's right. You can hit that shot. My bad. Let me shut up.
Yep.
It was just amazing. And the thing is, I predicted how the series is going to go so far. One of the only ones I pretty much got right because I'm striking out so far.
It's all right, Corey. It's early. It's early.
But he came out and balled out game 1, but I just said it. In game 2, I expected the Nuggets and the Joker to regulate. And regulate he did. 38 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He led the charge early on. They punched him in the mouth. They punched the Trailblazers in the mouth to start the entire game. It was inside. It was outside. Scoring, passing, mid-range. It didn't matter. He gave them the whole bag up front, and they just, I don't say they coasted, but they kind of coasted the rest of the way.
Do you think there's any more frustrating player to guard in the league than Jokic?
No.
See, the hardest part, too, is he's a giant. So,
Well, that's the thing. He's slow. He's
Yes.
like, he doesn't have handles.
but he's athletic, though.
His shot is so awkward. It's that weird rainbow shot, but he always gets the position that he needs, and he always gets the shot off it. It's got to be so frustrating to see an unathletic guy just constantly school you.
See, the only person like that I would say, because he's not crazy athletic. It's not like
No.
he's outrunning you.
Right.
But someone like a Dirk, who's 7 feet tall, impossible to guard because not only is he athletic, he could do that little spin and then do a fadeaway, and then his shot is so high on his release. So that, to me, is someone that's like impossible to guard.
The Joker defies logic right now because he's out hustling anybody in his position. He's giving them work. It ain't nothing. And the thing is, he knows that nobody wants to guard him in the post. He knows nobody wants to get physical with him because he's a strong ass dude. So he's taking that to his advantage, which is what I love. How the hell are you that damn big and you don't use your size? I love that. I love that about him. I wish more centers would play big and play their size like he is.
Quit being
and
scared.
that is why he's about to be the third straight MVP from overseas.
Third straight? Wow, I didn't even put that
'cause
together.
Giannis won back-to-back.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. All right, well, good for Jokic. I mean, they're up. That series is tied 1-1. The Bucks are up 2-0. We got 3 games tonight: Celtics versus Nets, Lakers versus Suns, and Mavericks versus Clippers. So should be some much better basketball tonight. Looking forward to that. And we got to give a shout out to our people at Levels. Make sure you follow them on Instagram right now at Enjoy Levels. Their grand opening is happening in Centerline, and that is happening next month. We cannot wait to be a big part of that. Make sure you go to their website too, enjoylevels.com. Check out all the things that they have to offer, and it's going to be a good time, Joey. I can't wait for this giveaway that we get to announce with this grand opening too. So that's coming. I promise you that's coming, but make sure you go follow them right now at Enjoy Levels on Instagram. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. And we got to thank everybody for watching this morning on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, and following us on every social media platform. We appreciate you listening, watching, being a part, commenting, and just overall being awesome. So hope you're enjoying your Tuesday morning. Sun is shining right here on Woodward. And I got a question for you guys. Who's leaving first? Julio or Aaron?
Julio.
Julio straight up telling him I'm out.
So if you missed it yesterday, Julio Jones, I think we've all picked up a phone and not known what's on the other end. And I think that's what happened to Julio yesterday, and it was live on the air with Shannon Sharp. Let's play back the video so everybody knows what we're talking about, because Julio picks up the phone and starts spilling tea, and I don't know if he was knew that
Come
he was
on.
lying.
He knows Shannon Sharp what time he's on the air.
Really? I mean, people know what time you're on the air,
Yes.
but how often do they text you in the middle of a shift and stuff?
Yeah, you get text, but a
Does they
phone call, someone as big as Shannon Sharp doing his show, I'm not buying that. It's still crazy what he said.
All right, let's hear it.
Uncle, what's going on, bro?
Man, nothing much. About to go meet up with my brother. What's happening with you?
Man, look, you want to go to the Cowboys, Julio, or you want to stay in Atlanta?
Oh, man, nah, I'm out of there, man.
You out? He's out of there. Are you going to? Ideally, where would you like to go?
Right now, I want to win.
Okay. Well, don't go to Dallas. If you go, you ain't winning in Dallas, Julio.
You already.
So, I mean, we could say what we want, but that seemed like he didn't know that he was live on the air. Corey, what do you think?
Hell no, he didn't know. The way he was talking, and then also too, if he knew, I don't think he would have been like, "Hey, we're gonna call you on the show. We're gonna have you on the show today." That sound like Shannon, like, "Hey, you know what? I'm about to get him on air."
Right.
I think Shannon kind of sandbagged him a little bit.
Well, even like before the call, they're like, "Oh, I hope he picked up." Because if it was a planned call, it'd be just like us. They give him a VMix code. He'd call in. It'd be a video call.
Y'all are gullible.
You're honestly thinking this is how they were rolling. On speakerphone?
Wait 2 minutes. Yes, man, that's the beauty of that. The beauty of live TV like that, to where they're trying to at least trick everybody like you to believe that this is, wow, look at the way that he just unfolded. I'm not buying it, but we all know Julio wants out. The way he talked throughout that entire conversation, we really know he wants out now, but I'm not buying it.
Well, and then there's the other part of this story, which is Aaron Rodgers, who we know wants out, and he didn't show up to OTAs, which it was a voluntary OTA. Official team OTAs don't start till after the 1st, and that's when we're really going to find out about Julio and about Aaron Rodgers, because that's when those cap hits fall off, and then I think the teams will be more willing to move. But here's what Aaron Rodgers was doing instead of being at OTAs.
Okay. There you go. What the heck's he doing? Taking lessons or?
He needs lessons. That's all I know, because that is some
with that
strange
and
dancing.
Jeopardy, he needs 2 lessons.
Yeah, but there he is. And you can turn up the volume a little bit, because Aaron Rodgers is playing the guitar here.
He's excited to be a Green Bay Packer.
You know, Aaron Rodgers is that douchebag that would pull out an acoustic guitar at like a campsite and just to try to impress chicks.
I mean, come on, I would be too if I knew how to play the guitar.
Dude, that's the worst dude. Like the guy that knows one chord and just busts out his guitar all the time.
There's nothing that gets a girl looking more than a dude playing an acoustic guitar.
I love this part. Aaron Rodgers is videoing. Like, okay, cool.
That's the thing?
Well, I think they
about?
just wanted us to know that he's a part of this video. You can cut the sound out. But that's what Aaron Rodgers was doing instead of being at OTAs.
So first story in my news, actually, he hopped on SportsCenter to talk with Kenny Mayne. And I'm going to play this clip of him and his thoughts of he talked about straight up, was there any hard feelings when they drafted Jordan Love? And he talks about all that. But this whole thing, I mean, back to your question of Julio versus Aaron, who's out first?
Yep.
I want to say Aaron, but I really truthfully think it's going to be Julio.
It just makes the most sense because the Falcons right now are financially hurting, and moving Julio makes sense for them long term. He's aging. He has a huge-ass contract that if they get rid of him, it'll relieve a lot of restrictions where they can go ahead and sign more people moving forward. You already got Ridley over there. You already brought in Kyle Pitts. So Matt Ryan is still going to have some weapons. It makes the perfect sense to go ahead and move Julio. Now, I don't think they're going to get that first rounder for Julio that they're asking for. Hell no. I think the most they may get is maybe a second and a fourth because after all, the guy is aging. He's 32 years old. And you're not about to, if I were a team, I would not give up a first rounder for a wide receiver unless I'm really just trying to sell out and win a championship over the next couple of years, and the cap room's there. So, I see Julio moving first, but I don't know when.
Listen, after the first, it's going to be literal a race to get rid of these guys.
Yeah.
But to me, honestly, I think Julio's going to go because I don't think Aaron Rodgers, they're not going to let go of Aaron Rodgers. We got a GM up there that's measuring his dick. You got Aaron Rodgers that's measuring his dick. And they're both going to decide we're just going to walk away because they're butting heads like this. Aaron Rodgers doesn't need the Packers anymore. He's got more money than he needs. His legacy is solidified. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He can walk away from the game today. Sure, it'll tarnish him a little bit, and we'll all be like, oh, Aaron Rodgers, I remember him. He was an asshole, walked away from his team.
And would still be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Easily. Easily.
But the question here is who's out first. So it's not who's getting traded first. Who's out? Who's leaving their team? Aaron Rodgers could retire.
That's true.
True.
That's true.
Because their GM came out and straight up said, I think, Aaron Rodgers isn't going anywhere.
Well, both of them have limited places to go, too, and I think that's going to play into this because, like Julio Jones says, he wants to go win. Okay, well, who's a winner right now that needs Julio Jones? One would argue the fucking Atlanta Falcons. Like, if he wasn't playing for them, that's a destination he'd want to go to.
And I think also, too, that there was, before he even vocalized him being disgruntled, there was already rumblings about them moving him, and I don't think they've done anything to assure him that he would be a fucker. He's like, all right, I'm out. Let's go ahead and get this rolling. I want to move me to a contender, because I'm hearing all the rumblings and nobody's doing anything to say, hey, it's not happening. All right, move me. It makes the most sense. I think Aaron is going to pull a Brett Favre. He's going to needle this thing all the way out into the last minute to see if they're going to budge, because regardless, he'll still be in the same spot of them saying that they're not going to move him and he's not going to come back. Julio, they move him right now. There's still things that they can do to improve their team moving forward. So I see him being like, they're probably right now working out a deal so when the first hits, they can already hit the button. He gone.
Right. But like I was saying, where do they go? I mean, outside of Denver, who wants Aaron Rodgers? Maybe Houston? Houston could go for an Aaron Rodgers right now. They could try to work a deal with Seattle, but they said they're not trading Russ. Maybe he goes to the Saints. That'd be a dangerous spot for Aaron Rodgers to wind up.
Because a lot of teams already made their moves that needed quarterbacks.
Right.
So like they either used high draft capital this year to get their future quarterback or whatever it might be. Obviously, and Aaron Rodgers is probably going to be more reliable than any of these rookies. But it's just crazy seeing the NFL unfold right now and so many players just demanding out.
Yeah, and do you think that's because players just feel more empowered now than they ever have, that they can make these calls? Because before it used to be like ownership was ownership. Like they owned your rights. They could make the moves with you. Now with players making all this money and being able to make their own decisions, like they're kind of forcing the owner's hands. Like we've seen it several times this year.
It's so weird. It's like that across the entire world. I feel like just employers need these employees more than these employees need these employers. And it's so weird.
I'll tell you this much. If the Packers get rid of Aaron Rodgers, I don't see him being traded in the NFC. I see him going to the AFC. And there's one team I know that if he goes there, it will set them on fire, and they need a quarterback because I don't like the quarterback they have right now.
Raiders?
Raiders.
Glad I guessed that. Why do you think the Raiders?
It makes the most sense. Derek Carr is not going to be the answer to get them over the top. I don't have to go any further than that. He's not the guy to get them over the top. Aaron Rodgers, that's the guy you need to get them over the top. You're already paying all of this money to John Gruden. You got this badass stadium with a 5-star club in it. Why not just go ahead and sell out, get Aaron Rodgers there, and make the Raiders the hottest ticket in Vegas?
It definitely would, man. That would sell some tickets. I can't even imagine him on that team. Can you imagine Aaron Rodgers just wearing black, period? Like,
imagine Aaron Rodgers in anything besides green and yellow.
I mean, look, think about this. Aaron Rodgers right now is the perfect wrestling heel. He turned on the Packers. Well, they kind of turned on him first, but he's playing the heel role so well. Why not go to the Raiders and be a total badass and wear the all black and just live up to it? Have fun.
That's a great landing spot for him. And now let's move over to Julio Jones. Where can Julio go that needs a wide receiver that's close to a championship? Like, to me, the only team that really pops out in my brain when I'm thinking about this is the San Francisco 49ers. I think he would be a game changer in San Francisco. Outside of that, I don't know where else he would go that he would be an immediate game changer.
I don't know, but I will say from a few things that I read that I don't know how true it's going to happen. I know that the Patriots are looking at him. And
okay, I can see that.
Whether it's going to be the 1 year with Cam Newton and they try to make something happen, because I mean, after all, even with Cam not having any wide receivers last year, they went 7-9, and now Cam might be a little bit better, more comfortable in Bill Belichick's offense, and then after that, you still got a young QB in Mac Jones, where if they move on from Cam, they obviously think highly of Mac Jones. He could come in there and light it up. So I think the Patriots could be a nice landing spot for him. Outside of that, I'm just kind of unsure because Julio has a large-ass contract and he's an older wide receiver.
Here we go. Let's solve two problems at once, all right? I'm a problem solver. Julio to Green Bay. You make Aaron Rodgers happy. You finally get him his elite wide receiver that he wanted last year in the draft. And everybody's happy but Lions fans.
Heck no. Get him to the AFC like Corey just mentioned.
No. If you telling me 2 times a year we got to see Devontae Adams and Julio Jones, I will I don't know. I might ask you guys to just reassign me to covering the Red Wings. 'Cause screw
Don't
that.
they got Funchess over there now too?
Screw
Do they have
that.
Funchess
Yeah,
now?
they got Funchess. I think he just sat out the year.
Funchess is Funchess. I'm not too concerned about Funchess, but to me, that's something that may appease Aaron Rodgers, make him happy to be a Packer still, and you're getting Julio Jones into a new location. You're giving him a great quarterback. Like, if I wasn't a Lions fan, I'd be like, that makes a lot of sense. And if I was the Packers, I would give up that first-round pick in a heartbeat for Julio Jones.
I want to see their cap space, but if the Packers can make that happen, that solves everybody's problems, like you said. I think if you tell Aaron Rodgers, hey, we got Julio, I think he's skipping back to Lambeau Field.
Yeah, for sure. Because he hasn't had that. I mean, Devontae Adams is good, but Julio is transcendent.
They're both great, but if you get both of them together, Aaron Rodgers is going to be like, hey, all that stuff I saw, all this bullshit.
Right.
All this bullshit.
Yeah, I was just playing, man. I was just playing. Matt Broder said, trade him to the Panthers for Darnold, Rodgers, and McCaffrey. Yeah,
I don't have McCaffrey in our division either.
McCaffrey, well, first off,
I wouldn't mind McCaffrey in our division. Dude can't stay healthy anymore.
McCaffrey, if I was the Panthers, I wouldn't give up McCaffrey.
They just drafted Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
You got Chuba Hubbard coming in 2 years ago at Oklahoma State. Dude was a beast. Shitty next year, so it really hurt his
2
draft
years
stock.
ago, right.
Yeah, it really hurt his draft stock, but I like Chuba Hubbard. So that's the debate, and you guys let us know in the chat who you think is going to leave their team first, or do you think the team's going to kick them out of the door first? Is it going to be Julio Jones, or is it going to be Aaron Rodgers? Both of them obviously aren't happy with their situations. So here's this. Would you guys take either of them on the Lions?
No.
First-round pick. We got 2 first-round picks next year. Do you give one up for Julio Jones this year?
No.
Everyone say it. We got a weak wide
We
receiver core.
do have a weak wide receiver core.
I love the idea of Julio Jones as a Lion on Madden, not in real life. He's just too old.
Yeah. What is
so
he now?
old.
30, 33, 30,
He's
34?
32 going on 33.
32.
I don't know, man. Would you take a 32-year-old Calvin Johnson?
He was still in his prime.
The thing is, it's
what I'm
Julio's
saying.
contract. It's Julio's contract. Like, if Julio had a contract that was manageable for the Lions cap situation, absolutely I would take Julio, because you have Jared Goff. Jared Goff does not have a quality weapon that you can count on. Like, hey, we got the Goff has this guy to throw to. Right now, adding Julio just cap wise doesn't make sense for the Lions. I don't even think they can afford him.
Yeah, but a boy can dream, right? I mean, like that's our biggest weakness. I think everybody agrees on right now for the Detroit Lions is their wide receiver core, and it may not even be a weakness come season time because of how we're going to use the wide receivers that we have. You know, like a lot of times you looked at the Patriots wide receivers, not impressive. Not saying that Jared Goff is Tom Brady. Please, let's not go off that edge. But I'm saying that sometimes in a system you can make system guys work. And they don't always have to be the Julio Jones, the A.J. Greens, the Devontae Adams, the Tyreek Hills of the world.
Now, Charlie in our Facebook chat, he just said something pretty interesting. If I were the Lions and I were to go after an older wide receiver, it'd be somebody like Larry Fitz.
Okay.
I don't think he would command a lot of money. But first of all, I don't think he's coming to the Lions. I think, if anything, Larry would either stay a Cardinal or go to a contender. But if they were able to somehow poach an older wide receiver, Larry would be the guy I would go after. Still runs that route tree, still has the reliable hands, and still can go out there and go make plays. I think, Larry would be a great guy, great addition here, and I think he would be a great mentor to that young receiving core as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And a good culture fit. Like, he'd coach the guys up. And, you know, Larry Fitzgerald has just been the consummate pro since he's come into the league.
Don't hear a word about him.
Nope.
All of his teammates rave and love him.
He just catches balls, man. You bring back Larry Fitzgerald and Golden Tate. I'd take both of those
love
guys to
Golden
lead the
Tate.
locker room.
I loved Golden
The Yak
Tate.
King.
The Yak King.
Literally.
Yards after catch for those just tuning in. Joey, let's tell them a little bit about our awesome camping trip that's coming up in 2 weeks. We're going up north to Petoskey. We got a trailer that we're going to be taking up
Even
there.
better.
And we got a little tiny home that is going to be up there. Tell them about Sun RV.
We got the trailer and we got an Airstream. Corey, you know what an Airstream is?
A boat?
It's
Close enough.
Honestly, I really don't know how to explain what an Airstream is, but this thing is so futuristic. It's going to be such a great experience, and I'm just excited to be up there with my Morningwood family every single day having some fun up there. Petoskey, Michigan. That's one of their 160 resorts that they got across the U.S. and Canada. So if you want to book your summer trip right now, this is glamping. Camping is what the normal people do. We glamp in this world, all right? So check out sunrvresorts.com right now.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate. Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
And after 27 years, Sports Center's host, Kenny Mayne, is calling it quits, and this is the way to go out, by ending it with an exclusive interview from Aaron Rodgers. And he has finally spoken, and it started out by asking him about the frustration and seeing if them drafting Jordan Love is what set him over the edge.
With my situation, look, it's never been about, never been about the draft pick, picking Jordan. I love Jordan. He's a great kid. He a lot of fun to work together. I love the coaching staff, love my teammates. Love the fan base in Green Bay. It's incredible 16 years. It's just kind of about a philosophy, and maybe forgetting that it is about the people that make the thing go. It's about character. It's about culture. It's about doing things the right way. And a lot of this was put in motion last year, and the wrench was just kind of thrown into it when I won MVP and played the way I played last year. So this is just kind of, I think, the spill out of all that. But look, man, it is about the people, and that's the most important thing. Green Bay has always been about the people, from Curly Lambeau being owner and founder, to the 60s with Lombardi and Bart Starr and all those incredible names, to the 90s teams with Coach Holmgren and Farvey and the Minister of Defense, to the run that we've been on. It's about the people.
You know what cracks me up about this whole story?
What?
Aaron Rodgers did this same shit to Brett Favre and had no problems being that dude. But now when it's happening to him, he is having all types of issues. It just goes to show that it ain't fun when the rabbit's got the gun.
But he said, I love Jordan Love.
Yeah, that's good. What's he going to say? I hate the kid? I just like how he said me winning MVP last year kind of screwed things up.
It did. Because if Aaron Rodgers would have been had an off year, or just showed a little bit of slippage,
right?
That justifies us getting the QB. Let's go ahead and take offers for him. Now he took that MVP. It's like,
damn it! When are you rooting against your team? Damn it! I wish Aaron Rodgers wouldn't win MVP.
Right.
But here's my thing, and I don't understand this about owners and some GMs, and it's something that I saw in The Last Dance with the whole Phil Jackson situation. If you got a winning situation or somebody who's a winner, why do you want to F it up?
Ego. It's
good, Corey. I know it hurts, man. I know it hurts, Corey.
Me covering the Lions, or as a Lions fan at heart, of course, get Aaron Rodgers the F out of Green Bay. Thank you. Get him out the NFC North. But being a Green Bay Packers fan, I'm like, why are we so willing to push an all-time great out the back door when we're blessed to have back-to-back QBs for damn near 2 decades who are going to be in the Hall of Fame? That's, I don't know. That's just weird. Even though he hasn't won anything in about a decade, that's just still weird business to me.
It's like being a spoiled rich kid. You don't realize that life's hard and money doesn't come easy, and you just don't realize it because you've been blessed your entire life, and that's what I feel like the Packers have been, just blessed. Period, with a quarterback, and they don't understand what it's like to struggle through 17 quarterbacks in 8 years like the Lions.
Well, you know what? Be careful what you wish for, because when he leaves and y'all start getting your asses handed to you, then you're going to be like,
yeah, but they can look at you and be like, yeah, you said the same thing about Brett Favre. Look what happened. They're so spoiled that shit won't even affect them, because they have precedents to show that, yeah, we can push an all-time great out the door and we'll be fine.
I'm going to be honest, they were just unfortunately blessed that Aaron Rodgers became Aaron Rodgers. Because I don't know, maybe Jordan Love could become something of that upper echelon, but
he better be. You spent a first-round draft pick on him while you had an MVP candidate at quarterback and didn't get him any weapons. Like, idiots. I love it. I love that they're idiots, but damn, you're idiots. If this was the Lions, I would be freaking out.
And this is why they call him Logo Lillard, dropping 42. This shot right here, just beautiful.
Anthony knew where that was going. That was a great read.
Oh, Lillard from the logo. That'll quiet the crowd. My goodness. And just respond, and Lamar, this is just insane.
It is till it goes in.
Is trying to get ready for a screen and roll defense. He looks to his left, and the ball's going up in the air.
It's a half-court shot.
Okay, here's my thing about that. You know Steph Curry and Dame Lillard have that range. Granted, the Nuggets still won the game. But you know this guy has that range. Why are you sagging off of him? I don't get it. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong.
Yeah, and it's not even sagging off. It's taking a split second to look to your left to make sure the pick isn't coming. And then by the time you look back, the dude's dropping a half-court bomb on your head. It's amazing what Damian Lillard and Steph Curry can do. We can kind of throw Trae Young in there, but like you were saying yesterday, it's good that Trae Young's kind of gotten off of that half-court shot thing.
Yeah, like, hey, when you really feeling it, pull it, but don't just always jack them up with, such consistency because it ain't there yet.
Right.
42 points, still catches the L because it was not enough for the Trailblazers as they lost to the Denver Nuggets by almost 20 points in that series, tied 1-1, and the dad bod 38 points. So seeing Logo Lillard and him going at it was awesome yesterday. We move on to the Miami Heat. They were getting smoked so bad that Giannis started playing soccer because he just got bored of basketball.
Three-point line. He did. The elites are holding on to Giannis, and Portis there with a little Heisman move and picking up his teammate. And
oh, look at this.
That's right.
Fancy footwork here.
That's what he used to. We all know the story.
So the Bucks up 2-0 on the series, and they only beat the Heat by 34 points yesterday.
That's it.
That's it.
If I'm Eric Spoelstra, we're heading back to Miami. I'm taking that Giannis clip of him playing soccer, and I'm looping that shit throughout the entire arena.
Is that an NBA Top Shot that I could buy?
Giannis playing soccer?
I'm just saying, I would loop that around there like, hey, this guy's playing soccer. That's how much they think of you.
Right.
That's how lowly they think of you. I would have that on a loop. So hopefully by time Game 3 comes, the Heat will adjust and come back and get themselves back into the series.
And KC Price, we move on to the NHL with an unbelievable save here. Unfortunately, not enough to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs as the Canadiens are down now 2-1 in the first round of the NHL playoffs. But look at this. With just the stick.
Love it.
Just a beautiful save right here. I love NHL playoff hockey so much.
I love sprawling goalie saves, man.
Yes.
Dominic Hasek used to be the best at it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You would think Hasek was so far out of position. He'd be like 20 feet up the ice, and the next thing you know, his legs are flying in the
That's my
air, and he's
favorite.
kicking the puck. Like, Hasek, that style of goalie play, I'm sad we don't see it more often because Dominic Hasek, to me, was the best goaltender I ever got to watch in person.
I'm just laughing at when Joey said with the stick, the microphone, my watch picked it up, and it said, I'm not sure about that.
I wasn't sure about that save either. Bottom of the ninth, down by 1, bases loaded, and Indians, Jordan Luplow makes the great stop, unfortunately, because this could have been the Tigers' W yesterday.
Line to right.
Oh.
What a catch! Luplow saves the day. And the Indians hang on for a one-run victory.
That frustration.
6-5 in the series opener.
You saw it in his face.
That's playing in the outfield, too. That's such a measured guess because if he misses that and the ball gets behind him, obviously 2-run scoring, the game's over. You got to keep that in front of you, but if you got to sell out for the out as well. Listen, tip of the cap. It's a good play. I just wish that ball would have gotten down. What's up, Fish?
Can I ask why you chose the Cleveland announcers instead of the Detroit announcers?
Because I like that. I like that clip, Fish.
Okay. Okay, well, you could have done more research anyways.
Damn, all right, my bad.
You don't like the Cleveland announcers, Fish?
No, I do. But I'm saying we're Detroit, and they're celebrating, and we're not. So you'd think you'd want to hear the Detroit side because it'd be sad that the guy caught the ball.
Yeah, we don't want to hear sadness.
I will say this.
It's been enough of that.
Off subject, I watched the Pistons Cavaliers game, and I watched the Cleveland broadcast. They may have the worst announcers.
Is it
of
still
all
Fred
time.
McLeod?
No, he's dead.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
When did Fred McLeod pass away?
Wait, yeah, and why is he not still announcing? What the heck?
Well, for at least 2 or 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Man. All right, my bad. Rest in
R.I.P.
peace, Fred McLeod. Yeah, I liked when he did some Pistons games here and there, and then he left to go do the Cavs.
Yeah, but Austin Carr, that guy is horrible.
That's the biggest difference when you have a horrible announcer. It makes the game so boring to listen to.
They can't all be Blaha, man. We're so blessed
Yes.
here in this city. Like Ernie Harwell, Blaha, Dan Dickerson is great on the radio side for the Tigers. We always talk about Dan Miller just being an amazing call guy for the Lions. Like, we're very blessed. Mickey Redmond. We're very blessed in this city to have great voices for our sports teams.
And they're loyal, too, to stay through all the bad right now.
Yeah. I mean, look at Blaha, what he's been through with the Pistons. Like, before they got Isaiah Thomas, before they got Joe Dumars, before they got all that, Blaha was here, made it through the bad boy era, went through the teal era, made it through the going to work era.
Man, Blaha saw 3 titles. Dan Miller's who we need to be sorry for.
I'm not feeling bad for him. I'm just saying, look how long he's been, like...
Dan Miller's been so
Yeah, poor Dan Miller. Poor Dan Miller. We love you, Dan Miller, by the way. Just want to let you know.
And then on top of that, he's got George Blaha does his job in the fall where he's the Michigan State football announcer, and that team ain't even that good either.
Right.
So it's just a double whammy that he's taken. Another update to a story from yesterday. We talked about Keith Appling. He was found after 2 days of hiding and arrested while the police recovered a firearm. So there's a story on that follow-up. And some local news. Check out this beautiful photo right here. Bedrock, Detroit. They always bring some fun to the city. Look at this right here. This used to be the Imagine Theaters drive-in. Now you see that big Jamie Foxx billboard right in that parking lot.
Yep.
They're going to have a temporary outdoor roller rink, basketball courts, artwork, live performances, and this is all on the site of the delayed Monroe Blocks project.
I love that when we look like a real city.
Yes.
Shout out to my guy Jeremy Allen over there at Bedrock. He was, a real big part of that.
That's awesome, man.
He killed it.
I love anytime we can have activities and stuff like that. And you saw people down there yesterday, skating and stuff. So good thing for the city, man. Good things happening in Detroit.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I just went back to his page. It's gonna be popping off from May 28th through mid-September.
Yeah, so Memorial Day weekend.
Hot boy summer, ready to go. Let's do it.
Did you guys ever go to that little, not foam pit, like with all the balls? What do they call those? Like the
ball pit?
Is that what it's called? Yeah, the ball pit. Remember when they had that one?
I didn't go to that.
They had the ball pit. They've done the indoor rink. Like, they've done so much cool stuff in Detroit, and I love that.
Yeah, activities are awesome. And is that your news, Joey?
Yeah, one more actual little local piece that I wanted to give a shout-out to is Beaumont, as of 8 o'clock this morning, and then Michigan starting tomorrow. Both hospitals are going to be allowing 1 visitor per person. So that's amazing news because this last damn near almost 2 years has been so tough for everybody that couldn't even go visit any of their loved ones that were in the hospital. So that made me happy seeing that news.
Yeah, a good friend of mine, his dad was diagnosed with cancer, and they've been in the hospital, and they can't see him, they can't hug him, they can't be there for him, and he just got out yesterday. And the video of him getting out and my buddy's mom running out to him and hugging him for 40 seconds, it was just. It made me so happy, but it also makes you so sad that there's so many people going through this to where you can't be there for your loved ones right now. So I'm glad they're opening that up because it's important to be there for your family, especially through sickness.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted to give a shout out to that and a quick little shout out to my people over at Bridge Street Exchange.
Before we do that, we got to get to Paige.
Oh, shoot, my bad.
Paige is here today.
Paige
Mondays
time.
and Tuesdays, Paige is going to bring us one of her awesome stories because she is a news reporter, very official. I think she's got more training than any of us on this stage. And she goes to Central Michigan University. She is our intern for the summer. And Paige, what news story do you have today?
Yeah, so last month, Olivia Moultrie, she's a 15-year-old soccer player. She filed a federal antitrust lawsuit against the National Women's Soccer League because of their 18-year-old age requirement. So the reason she filed this lawsuit is because girls her age in other countries are allowed to play professionally under the age of 18, as well as our men's league here. If you're under the age of 18 in the, what is it called here, the Major League Soccer, you can play under the age of 18, but she's arguing, and that's why she filed her lawsuit, that she cannot, and girls her age cannot.
So, okay, and then the judge put a stay on this, so they're actually letting her participate, right?
Yep. So last night, actually, Moultrie was awarded a temporary restraining order, which could allow her to sign with an official women's national soccer league team. So she's currently been practicing and scrimmaging with the Portland Thorns. But because of this restraining order causes the restriction to be lifted until the league's management and the Players Association can negotiate a contract that may alter the minimum age league as a whole indefinitely. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of weird that we're now hearing about this league's age requirement changing, or that they weren't even allowed to be practicing or even on a professional league in the first place, versus boys their age could be doing at the same time. Which is
Yeah,
weird.
I brought up Freddie Adu. The kid got signed at 14, and he was able to play for Team USA and play in the MLS and all that. It's weird to me that they wouldn't let women under 18 play. Like, I stand my ground on a lot of things, like, the Megan Rapone fighting for the women's national team to be paid as much as the men's. That doesn't make sense to me because they don't make as much revenue. It's impossible to be paid as much, right? So, like, to me, that's a logical statement, but to have different...
People are going to cancel you now for saying that.
Bring it, Fish. You know how I feel about people trying to cancel me. Bring it, motherfuckers. No, but I don't understand the age difference. Like, there's nothing that should draw that line to where a 14-year-old girl, if she's qualified and she has the skills to play with the grown-ass women, let her play with the grown-ass women.
Right, and she's probably the person to be having this argument. I mean, she's the youngest pro women's soccer player in the history of the WNSL, and she even had an endorsement with Nike, like a multi-million-dollar deal at the age of 13.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she definitely
could buy
has
her
the
own
skill.
team.
She literally could. She doesn't even need to be playing in it.
Why I hate that, too, is, like, just say, God forbid, this poor woman gets injured.
Right.
And then it's like, damn, what could have happened? What we could have seen? And I get it. They say that, oh, maybe her body's not so developed and that it's risky. But if a team wants to take that risk at taking someone at such a young age like that, why not let it be? Even, honestly, with the NBA, how they got rid of that. And I think they're going to be bringing it back to where you can go from high school to the NBA.
Yep.
You're telling me that kids like Imani Bates can't just go to the NBA right now and perform well?
Right. In any other profession, if I was to play the violin and I was an exceptional violin player at 15, I could go play with the DSO. Nothing's stopping me. And it should be the same thing for athletes, artists, anything like that. If you're good enough, go play, man.
I agree, and it's just weird that men have been able to do it for however long, and since 2013, this has been enacted for women. I mean, so that's what's going on right now. People are wondering, is this going to happen for, I mean, all sports? Nobody really knows what the age requirement now is going to be, what it's going to look like going forward.
So, Paige, I got a question. We were talking about restraining orders. Have you ever had a restraining order? Have you ever had to put one on somebody?
I have not. I've been pretty close, but no, I've never put anything.
What is pretty close?
Yeah, you can't just tease that. So what had happened was...
Right. So he showed up at my dorm room. Is that what happened?
Wow, you nailed it, Stick.
You hit it on the nose. Yeah,
I know how creepers operate. Don't worry.
Because Stick
I
was
used to be
one
one.
of them.
Never had to file. It's come close, but yeah, nothing. I've never had to file one. No.
I've had to put a restraining order on a girl before.
Wow.
Yeah. She'd call on my phone way too much. Like, literally, I'd miss like 99 to 100 calls on my phone within an hour and like crazy stuff. She'd show up at my club nights that I was hosting. And
Oh my God.
For the record, restraining orders don't do a damn thing. If that person wants to be around you, they're going to be around you.
And that's how Drake created Hotline Bling.
So, yeah, Paige, we'll dive more into your personal life because that's what we like to do here. Not only talk sports, but find out a little bit about you. So that's Paige. She's our intern straight from Central Michigan University, where she's had a stalker that we just learned about. So
shout him out real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to shout out Bridge Street Exchange, though, because there is no stalkers there. I mean, maybe Kevin a little bit, but shout out to Kevin, the entire team there. I love them so much, and I always talk about how they are going to be inside of Somerset Collection, and that's where you got to go to see them in a little bit once they open up. I've seen a little behind the scenes. Stick, you've seen some pictures. It looks beautiful, and that's just how their store looks. You see it right there at the bottom. Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. Go shop there for yourself and tell them Woodward Sports sent you, and they'll give you 15% off your entire order.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our #1 priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
I love you, Joey. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us this morning and checking in on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Twitch. We see your comments, and we love the fact that you guys participate. It really adds to the show, so don't be afraid. Smash that subscribe button, hit those like buttons, and make sure you comment so we can get you a part of the show and put your comments up on the screen. Adam is here. What's up, Adam?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
You're looking good today. You got a
Thank
nice
you.
little polo. Are you going to play golf today or something?
No, I wish. I haven't golfed in months.
You looking a little rich today. You want some money, huh? You looking a little rich.
Well, one of the games last night that we hit, I put the most amount of money out of all the games that I put on a single bet. I put $150 on the Bucks game to cover, so that worked out pretty well.
Nice.
I mean, it was only 4.5 points. They won by like 35. I mean,
I believe yesterday I was like, I really like that Bucks call. I think they're going to come out swinging, and boy, did they come out swinging.
Look, the Heat have no chance. Tyler Hero's too busy
hanging out with...
Yeah, we don't even got to go into that, but whatever.
Dude, he had like, what, 4 points
4
or
points,
so?
yeah.
Sheesh.
It's not asking much for a role player to score like 12 points when all he does is shoot 3-pointers. But whatever. Anyways, we can get straight into bets. I have a really good ticket today. Probably the best ticket I've been feeling over the last few weeks because how shit it's been. Having said that, we're going to start with the Lakers and Suns game. I'm not interested in who wins. The Lakers typically... And not just the Lakers, it's really LeBron usually comes out slow game one. It's a common theme in all of his playoff hit series that he has ever participated in. Having said that, I could care less if the Lakers or the Suns win. There's a mistake here. It's the points. They have it at 208.5. You're telling me this game is going to finish 107-100? Not a chance. Chris Paul's playing. LeBron's playing. AD is not going to come out and put up 13 points. LeBron's not going to come out and put up 17. That's for sure. So this game is going over. This is the safest, easiest bet of the night. This is my super lock. I can't believe they came out with this line. If it was at like 215, 216, all right, like I could see it. But 208, it's too low. Too low. And then the Celtics Nets play tonight. Another game I'm going to take the over on. It's set at 227. It was a pretty defensive game, game one. They were feeling each other out. KD was struggling. Kyrie was struggling. Even James Harden was struggling shooting the ball. So this game at 227, I love the points. I'll take it all day over. I'm looking forward to this game. And probably the most intriguing matchup of the night, just in general, is the Mavericks versus Clippers. Clippers are down 1-0 to the Mavericks. Luka made Paul George and Kawhi Leonard look like bums. It's kind of embarrassing.
He's a bum.
He's a bum.
He's a bum, Rocky. He's a bum.
Having
term
said
is
that,
offensive.
Again, the line's at 216. What
He's
are we doing?
Displaced. He's displaced. Is that better?
Well, look, what's displaced is this line. All right, you're telling me the points are only at 216. This is like so friendly. Again, we're taking the over. This is a mistake. I love it. This has over written all over it. And then I'll shift off of basketball. I'll go 2 games in baseball tonight. I'm going to take the Tigers to lose. That's always a good bet. I don't care what anybody says. Picking the Tigers to lose is a good bet. They almost pulled it off last night. Late,
yeah.
But I could care less. Indians are going to win tonight, and I get it at a pretty decent price, -150. I'll take it. And my favorite baseball bet of the night has got to be Jacob deGrom on the mound. I'll take the Mets to cover -1.5 runs. So basically, they got to win by more than 1 run. That's not asking for much. Mets, just give the guy 3 runs. You're probably going to win 3-1 or 3-0. So I'm not asking for much in that bet.
Is it in Colorado?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then yeah, you'll
I'm
cover
not
that.
asking for much. That's the best pitcher in the game right now outside of Jarrett Cole. I mean, these guys are absolutely dealing. I'm definitely taking the Mets to cover there. And then $100 parlay bet. It looks good today, honestly. It's so tempting. But individually, I love all these so much. I think this is a 4-1 minimum, and 5-0 would be great. But my only concern is the Tigers. They like to fuck me usually on bets, so... having said that, I'll stand my ground.
Yeah, I love the over on the Nets-Celtics game. I think that's going to be a high-scoring affair tonight. Like I see Brooklyn coming out and dropping 150 by themselves. What's up, Fish?
So the Lakers Suns game says an easy 208. The reason why why'd they go off that line? Well, they went off that line because the last game was 189.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they struggled. Both teams, similar to the Nets and the Boston Celtics, they both struggled. They were feeling each other's out game one. I mean, what are you going to do?
So
It's basketball.
you're asking 20 more points to get to 208.
I'm not. Well, realistically, no. I'm asking AD to score 20 points. I'm asking LeBron to put up his typical 27, and that's it. LeBron scoring 17 points and AD scoring 13 is an anomaly. It's not going to happen back-to-back games. I really doubt it, and that's why I have that as the easiest game of the night.
Fish, can you do your Adam impression for us? I love when you impersonate Adam. Like, give us a bet tonight in Adam's voice.
I think the Tigers are terrible. I hate the Tigers. Pick the Indians. Pick the Indians to win by 75 runs.
Yeah, I love it. 75 runs. I love it, Fish. Well, thank you, Adam.
If you bet for the Tigers, you're stupid. You're stupid.
Pound the table, Fish. Pound the table. There you go. There it is.
I'm so mad that game's at 10 o'clock.
The Tigers game?
Lakers, man.
There's two games at 10 o'clock tonight, which
10
I hate.
and 10:30. The Clippers Mavs at 10:30.
Come on, NBA, get your shit together. Play these games separately. Stagger them. Like do like the NFL did. Give us a 3 o'clock in the afternoon game. That's what I want out of these playoffs.
Out on the West Coast, that's like a noon game. So
I
don't know. About
So
that.
don't give them that.
Who
Give
cares
it to the
about the
Celtics.
West Coast? Nobody cares about the West Coast. Who cares, man?
TV does.
Yeah, but there's more people over here on the East Coast. But we're more important, damn it.
At this point.
Ratings matter. Adam, thank you for coming on with your bets. If you guys want to get down on any of Adam's bets that he advised today, make sure you go to mybookie.com and you can enter promo code Woodward10 and we'll set you up with a free $10 account. It's real easy. And then, you put that $10 on Adam's parlay and you could net, a couple $100 instead.
200 today, 200.
Yeah, just keep parlaying that thing and make some money with it. It's a free $10. Might as well get into it. Everybody else is doing some online gambling. There's playoff games going on right now. It adds to the excitement, so make sure you do it, but gamble responsibly. Woodward10 is your code. Make sure you go to mybookie.com. And coming up next, we're going to be talking about the top 10 Pistons of all time. It's Top 10 Tuesdays. We're doing our list next.
Fanboy Tuesdays.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys. This beat reminds me of like a Tyga beat. The little ding-dong in the front of it.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Stevie Beats for providing us with the beats so we can play them on YouTube and on Facebook without getting flagged because these are unlicensed music and you can't do anything about it. So thank you, DJ Stevie Beats. He's a local guy here from Brighton. Really great friend. He's awesome at producing beats, as you hear. And we like to keep it local here on the Morning Woodward Show. So it's Tuesday. We started this last week. We're doing top 10 Tuesdays, where we just go over a top 10 list. Last week we did the funniest name in sports, and there were some weird names. Dick Trickle is still my favorite. Dick Trickle will always be my favorite weird name in sports. But let's get into our top 10 Pistons of all time. Top 10 Pistons of all time.
Performance-wise, are you saying top favorite?
I'm just saying in general. Like everybody, that's why I want to pose this, because everybody's going to have I think everybody's going to have close to the same, at least 8 of the same top 10. It's just how you're going to order them.
Yep.
So I want to know from you guys in the chat right now what you guys are thinking about this. Who are your top 10 Pistons of all time? And you guys want to just start at number 10 and work our way up to number 1?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Number 10 on my list of top 10 Pistons, I actually thought about putting this guy higher because I grew up loving him. He's kind of how I want to play basketball. He's everything that every young white man wanted to be growing up watching the Bad Boys play. Billy Lambier, baby. Bill Lambier.
Bill Lambier. That's a good one.
Yes.
You know what's crazy? That's my number 10, too.
That's your number 10, too?
Oh, so we're all doing our own list. I didn't do that.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, I'll just go. I was just going to go off of it.
Yeah, Bill Laimbeer rounds out the top 10, the greatest Piston of all time, and he is the 4th member of the Bad Boys to appear on this list. Laimbeer was the center, and he anchored the Bad Boys' defense and was well known to be an enforcer, and that's what you loved about Laimbeer. Him and Mahorn together, and Terry Foster will tell you, Mahorn taught Laimbeer how to be that pain in the ass. And,
oh, yeah.
And he embodied it, man, and honestly, he was like one of the first stretch 5s in the game. You think about it, there weren't many centers taking three-pointers like Laimbeer was back in the day.
You know what? I can't argue that because the thing about it is, even though I know about a lot of Laimbeer clips and I've seen it, I was still pretty young during that whole Bad Boys era. I was just like, what, 4 or 5?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm mainly restricted to highlights and watching old games.
Yeah, dude, there used to be for Nintendo, there was Bill Laimbeer Combat Basketball, and that game was just so ridiculous. Like, you just got to beat the hell out of each other.
It was its own game?
It was its own game.
Wow.
Yeah, Google it right now. Bill Laimbeer Combat Basketball. And it was like Bill Laimbeer dressed up in armor, and you would play basketball and beat the hell out of each other. And it was the same time that they were releasing, like, Jordan versus Bird and stuff like that.
That's
and then
awesome.
Then you get the one-off Bill Laimbeer Combat Basketball.
Was it one of them?
Oh, yeah, you had to blow on I had the whole technique down there. There you go.
Did it really, be honest, did it really used to work?
Nintendo says it doesn't help, but I'm telling you this much. When you did that, it
made
worked.
you feel good.
It
worked every time.
It worked every time. So that's number 10 on the list. We got people dropping their names in the chat right now. Grant Hill, Ben Wallace, Isaiah Thomas, Dennis Rodman better make this list.
Yeah, those are going to be higher on this list, though.
We'll see. Let's move on to number 9 on this list. Part of the 2004 championship team. His name, Richard Rip Hamilton. Somebody hit him with the yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
There it is.
I had Rip a little bit higher. I actually put Laimbeer's buddy at number 9. You know what? I probably shouldn't have put him there, but I put him there. This is off of a favorite pick because I love the guy.
Rodman.
No, Rick Mahorn.
Mahorn.
Okay.
I mean, just Rick Mahorn, he to me defines what a bad boy is.
Yeah.
He's just a total badass. And it's just, I'm not going off of stats and everything like that. I just went off of favorite, and my top 10, Rick Mahorn is there.
Yeah, I had a tough time putting Mahorn there just because of how short he was here in Detroit. And it's not his fault. That fucking expansion draft killed the Bad Boys and made us give away Rick Mahorn.
You saw how emotional he was when just even going back and talking about it.
Well, it happened the day they won the championship. It's like, hey, you won the championship. By the way, you got to rip apart your team. Like, they should have at least let the champ stay together, but, you know, it wasn't Rick Mahorn's fault that he had to move on. If you watch that Bad Boys 30 for 30 documentary with Terry Foster in it, it's just so heartbreaking how, like, these guys win it. They finally reach the pinnacle. They get to the top of the mountain, and it's like, okay, well, now one of your brothers got to go. So it's not Rick Mahorn's fault he was cut short here, and obviously he's come back to Detroit and been a big mainstay in this city since then, so I got nothing but respect for Mahorn.
Let me ask you this.
I got Rip Hamilton coming in at number 9.
So do you have Tayshaun on this list?
Of my top 10?
Yeah.
I do not.
Okay.
Why?
Where would you rank him as far as Pistons? Because I figured he was going to be right there on the cusp.
He's top 15. I think he's in that realm. But, you know, there's a lot of guys really, you know, you can't forget about, like, Mark McGuire, Vinnie Johnson. Like, those guys also, you know, DeBuscher, if we wanted to go way back. Like, those guys still contributed to what the Pistons are today.
Yeah, but you look at Tayshaun spending 10 years with the Pistons.
Yeah.
That's why, for me, I feel like everything he's, especially yesterday, I mean, that's why I'm reminded of him celebrating that 17th-year anniversary of the block against Reggie Miller. That, to me...
I mean, that's one of the best moments in Piston history.
Yep.
But I don't think Tayshaun's one of the best players in Piston history.
I got him at number 8, actually.
Huh?
I actually have him at number 8.
Do you have him at 8? Mm-hmm. I have Dennis Rodman at number 8.
I have, well, I don't want to tease where I got Rodman that he's on the list, but I put Prince there just off of his consistency of being one of the defensive anchors. We talk about Ben Wallace being a defensive anchor, which he was, but Tayshaun Prince gets so overlooked for his consistency throughout the entire that entire 2000s era. He gets overlooked a lot. He provided scoring. He provided defense. He always took the hardest assignments when it was guarding those the 2 and the 3. So Tay, as much as he could have probably scratch the surface a little bit more as a scorer, his defense and his just all around play for me was just like, you got to put him up there. Wouldn't retire his jersey. I think there's enough jerseys up in the rafters right now for Pistons players, but when you talk about the top 10, he's just in mind off of that.
And that's the thing. Like, when you're that player that takes the hardest assignments out there on the court, that's the difference maker that I feel like does get overlooked so many times. And that's why, for me personally, I want to throw him on my top 10 for sure.
Yeah, like I said, I got Dennis Rodman coming in at number 8, another bad boys guy. Rodman, to me, once again, when I grew up watching Rodman and Lambeer play, like that's just how I like to play basketball. Just annoy the hell out of people, throw them off their game by being on your game and just kind of poking and prodding at them. Dennis Rodman, one of the greatest rebounders of all time, clearly. You can't have a top 10 list of Pistons all time and not have Dennis Rodman in it. So I got him at number 8. You could argue he could be higher, which you're going to argue he should be higher, and I'm not going to fault you for that. The Worm was the man. The Detroit version of Dennis Rodman, look at him fighting Charles Barkley for this rebound. Look at the all-out effort that this guy gave every single play. And people don't know this about Dennis Rodman. Watch this block coming up here. Like, all right, you stole it. Get that out! Get it out!
Skyrocketed.
Love it. You know,
I wish I was around for his era.
Dude,
I wish
it
so
was
badly.
Such a good time. Like, I was only 8 and 9 when they won the championship, but I can still remember where I was, who I was watching it with, and the feeling of watching these guys just dominate the league. Like, I got so lucky. What's up, Fish?
Joey, you want to see Dennis Rodman?
I do.
You can just go to North Korea.
There you go.
Fish loves that Dennis Rodman has the hookup in North Korea.
Yep.
Well, no, I just like the country. And, oh, by the way, Dennis Rodman's there.
Yeah.
So.
And you could probably just go ahead and get into your number 7 because my number 7 was Rodman. That's it. I had him right there.
Okay, so yeah, we're not too far off. My number 7 on this list, I have Grant Hill.
Oh, that's a good one.
Obviously, not too much playoff success.
Yeah.
No championships while he was here. But Grant Hill was an absolute dog when he was wearing that teal and maroon. God, that sounds so awkward to say.
I got one of the throwback jerseys of Grant Hill.
The teal ones?
Not that one.
Okay.
Not that one. Just like the regular blue.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he was like the Pistons' Mr. Everything for at least 6 years there. You know, he's really the only Piston I remember having a major national endorsement. You remember, Grant Hill drank Sprite? Grant Hill drank Sprite. And outside of that, we really haven't had a big national star like Grant Hill since then either. Even, when you look at the 04 team, those guys weren't all over the country then respected. Grant Hill brought a ton of credibility to those Detroit teams. Yeah. So I got Grant Hill at number 7.
That's good. That's a good spot for him.
All right, moving on to number 6. Once again, this list was very hard for me to make, but I had to use my conscience at some point because I could put this guy as number 1 as being one of the most important players to ever put on a Piston uniform. From Virginia Union University.
At number 6?
At number 6, from Virginia Union University. Ben Wallace. I love Mason so much, man.
That's a tough one. I mean, see, there was a lot of players that I didn't get to witness myself. Mm-hmm. So that's why I personally am going to put him higher on my list. But there's been a lot of great Detroit Piston players, so I see why you put him at this place. But you can't argue that he's at least top 5.
If Ben never left the Pistons, top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
But he left. He went to Chicago.
Years.
He took his money. Then he went to Cleveland. Then he came back. And he wasn't the same Ben Wallace when he got back. The team wasn't the same. The culture wasn't the same. But, God, this guy was dominant when he played. Look at that. Over Shaq. Love it. I could watch Ben Wallace highlights all day.
How many years did we have him? Probably like 10 years overall?
Overall, I think it was close to that, yeah. Throw back that graphic up. It has the dates that he was a Piston on there.
Watching Ben Wallace highlights, like you can never stop.
He played with violence, man.
Yeah.
So there you go. 2000 and 2006 and 2009. So about 9 years, all together. But I mean, the 2000-2006 stretch is the only one that matters.
The guy I have at number 6 is number 6 on the Pistons all-time playoff scoring leaders, and that's Rasheed Wallace. I struggled with this one because I was thinking, should I go a little bit more old school? I was thinking about, maybe somebody like Dave Bean, go on that route, but Rasheed Wallace, he was the guy that put the go-on-to-work era of the Pistons over the top. They were good when they got Sheed. In Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace's own words, when they got Sheed, everybody started to take them seriously, like, oh, they're for real now.
Yep.
And I got to put Sheed there. He's created so many moments. We talked about the block yesterday with Tayshaun Prince, but before that block, this was the guaranteed game.
Yep.
We will win game 2. He provided that swagger that anchored the Pistons to go to 6 straight conference finals appearances in a row. So it's I had Sheed there for that.
Yeah, the thing that I love about Sheed is just his impact on defense. I remember when he got here and just how vocal he was and how, like how communicating he was on the defensive side of the ball. And it really, we were already a good defensive team, but then when we got Sheed, we became almost the greatest defensive team of all time. So, listen, Sheed was, I always refer to those guys as out there players. Like, that's how I refer to him. Like, just guys that are great, like a Mike Trout in baseball. Like, he's an out there guy. He's never going to be a Tiger, but he's great. Sheed, to me, was my favorite Portland Trailblazer. I loved, if you don't know by now, I love guys that play with grit and play with anger. And that's what I saw out of Rasheed Wallace when he was a Trailblazer. Going at Tim Donahue, the referee, and all that. And then later to find out that Donahue was actually cheating the game, and that's why she, met him in the parking lot after games and stuff. But that's what you want out of your players that care so much they're willing to put it all on the line and call someone out on their bullshit because they know that they're being done wrong. I can't say enough about Sheed. When we got him as a Piston, making that trade, what did we trade? Bobby Sura and a couple other people for him. Like, greatest trade of all time for the Detroit Pistons. So I got no problem putting Sheed there on the list. I have 6 Ben Wallace. You have 6 Sheed.
Yep.
So there we go. Let's do this. Let's tell you about Hall Financial first. Right now, if you're paying over 3% on your mortgage rate, we want to take care of that for you, save you some money, and get you some more money in your pocket because it's summertime. You can go on vacation. You can do some home improvements. You can do some yard work. Whatever you want to do with this extra cash that Hall Financial saves you, do with it. It's your money. You shouldn't just be putting it to your interest. So make sure you go to davidhallmortgage.com right now. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you, and they'll give you a free 5-minute consultation on what your current mortgage looks like and see if they can get that money down for you. Lower payments, better options, more personal attention. Hall Financial. Ever since Corey's been wearing this LeBron James jersey around the network, it's been falling down a lot. And really, that's it. Dan Campbell is going to be the man for the Lions. Don't you agree, Corey? I didn't even touch you. Welcome back. It is the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. I think Adam just shanked Fish. It finally happened. It finally. You okay, Fish?
I think so. I think I'm still fine.
What about Corey James over there? You all right, man?
Yeah.
Them falls seem like they hurt.
I love that commercial,
hey,
man.
I'm a better actor than LeBron. So
Bye,
Adam. What you expect?
You are. Yeah, LeBron's a shitty actor. Okay, we're doing the top 10 list today because it's Top 10 Tuesdays on the Woodward Sports Network, and we are doing our top 10 Pistons of all time. We have made it into the top 5, so hopefully you guys are agreeing with this list, and if you don't like the list or you do like the list, let us know in the comments, and also let us know who should be on this list. Number 5 for me. Never got to see the guy play live, but if you look at all the Pistons record books, he's in there. Bob Lanier.
Good choice.
You got to put Bob Lanier in your top 5 just for what he's meant to the Pistons. Obviously, he played from 1970 to 1980 before I was born, but dude is a legend in Detroit, and honestly, he kind of paved the way for those bad boy teams to start to develop because the Pistons were a joke for a long time after they moved here from Fort Wayne, and once we started getting Bob Lanier and those Dave Bing, those types of guys in the mix, we became respectable. Not great, but respectable.
I mean, Bob was a Hall of Famer. What can you say? He's the man. Bob Lanier is one of the greatest Pistons of all time. I can't argue that one. Don't have him in my top 10, and again, only because I'm going off of people that I actually saw.
Okay, so
that's why I want to preface my comments. People I've actually been able to see and witness, but I mean, just looking at Bob Lanier, 8-time NBA All-Star, All-Star Game MVP. I mean, what more can you say about the guy?
He had a size 22 shoe.
Damn.
22 shoe.
The shoe sizes used to be different back then?
No, I think he had the biggest shoe size in the NBA until Shaq got in, if I do remember that fact correctly.
Dude, I went to Dunham's yesterday, and I was on the phone with Stick, and he said, hey, if they got 14s, let me know. I couldn't even find a 14 for you.
Yeah, dude, when you got a big foot, like, you can't walk into a store and be like, I like that shoe, bring it to me in a 14. It's, hey, bring me your 14s and let me select.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I shop.
Yeah, out of one of my many jobs, that all the 14s, when you get to 13s, you may get like about 3 of them. With the 14s and 15s, you may get like 2 or 1 pair apiece.
Wow.
That's it.
Maybe. Right.
And that's maybe.
Maybe. And then they sit on the rack forever. So I clean up on the clearance racks. I'll tell you that much.
That's
because
the best.
That's where all the 14s that nobody bought goes to hide. But at the same time, one day in my life, it'd be so nice just to walk into a Nike store and be like, man, I love those pair of Jordans. Bring those to me in a 14. But no, I'd fall in love with a pair of shoes, and sorry, we don't have them in that size. And then you go online. Sorry, we don't have them in that size. And then don't even get me started on socks. Socks only go up to size 12, no matter where you buy them.
Really?
Yeah, so the heel of my socks is always in the middle of my foot.
What?
Yeah, go anywhere you look at socks. Look at it says one size fits all.
Right.
7 to 12.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's not all.
Right.
Don't get me started on socks.
See, that's the thing. I'm a size 11.
All normal humans.
Yes.
I'm a size 11, and I used to be a medium. Like
11
that
be
right
so
there,
nice.
11 and a medium was the best. Now
Yep.
I got a little thick, so I'm up to the large. But that medium, like everything on shelves was always geared towards an 11 and medium.
Yeah. No.
Never a 14. Sorry.
Oh, and then, I'm built awkward as is, so, like, I'll buy a long-sleeve shirt, and I need it extra large for the arms, but I'm not extra large wide. So every shirt is super baggy, but at least it fits my arms, because if I put my arms, look at even the suit coat.
Man, you got to start going to some big and tall stores.
Look at that.
Right. Wait, what?
But I do, but I'm small for the big and tall. Because I'm only 6'4", and I weigh about 215. To be big and tall, you're like 6'6", 260, 280.
So you just got to get custom shirts made.
Yeah, that shit's expensive, and I'm cheap as hell. So
skinny, stick and tall. So it's like tough.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you go like a campus marches to go rent some ice skates? You can't do that?
No, they'll have like a couple of pairs of 14 there.
Okay.
And when you go bowling, like they're always the brand new size 14
That's some clown shoes.
Oh, dude. Yeah, bowling is the only time you really get called out for having big feet, because not only is there a big 14 on the back, they literally look like clown shoes.
It's that and wearing Chuck Taylors.
Yes.
Those both look weird, probably.
Yeah, and low tops. Low tops are just weird in general. But, yeah, enough of that. Bob Lanier had a size 22. I got him at number 5 on my all-time Piston list. Paige just pulled up some custom socks that I could order online. And I know I can order them online. I just want to walk in a store and be able to buy some damn socks. I want to go to Target and buy socks like everybody else. But I can't do that.
Get some Kohl's cash back. You can't even do that.
Can't do that. Number 4 on this list. Oh, yeah. Who's your 5, Corey?
Rip Hamilton.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Kind of struggle with this one, but just going off of Rip as a Piston, 6th all-time on the Pistons' career points. He's the Pistons' all-time playoff scoring leader and 3-time NBA All-Star. Just off the fact that he's the all-time scoring leader for the Pistons in the playoffs, I had to throw him in my top 5.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with any of these because I love all of these guys, and you're going off people that you saw play and stuff like that. So, yeah, listen, I'm not here to argue with you about Piston greats, but I'm here to tell you what my list is. And let's move on to number 4. Let's say, what more can you say about this guy? Finals MVP, led us to, 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals. Chauncey Billups coming in at number 4 on my list. And once again, 2-time Piston, 2002 to 2008, 2013-14 season after we made that regretful trade to Denver. But it was good to have Chauncey in a Piston uniform for the time that we did. I mean, he's Mr. Big Shot, hitting half-court shots to send us to overtime, taking care of the offense, being the quarterback, being coached hard by a Larry Brown and responding to it, not folding to to it, learning how to play the right way. And here's one of my favorite Chauncey moments of all time. Even though we ended up losing this game, that's okay. 2.9 seconds left. Buckets.
Right off the bank. I remember that.
What's hilarious to me now, though, is like that's just a pull-up jumper for Steph Curry and Dame Lillard. That was literally the Dame Lillard shot.
Like he's so off balance trying to shoot that.
Right.
The other ones they set for the shot, pull up. 20 seconds left on the shot clock.
Oh God, I miss the Palace. Look at that. Watch this crowd explode, man.
That's the thing too. It's like when you go like this is the going to work Pistons era, and there's so many players that were a part of that era that young kids in Detroit looked up to and idolized. And that's one thing with Chauncey Billups is, for me, I remember because I was always a small guard growing up, I looked up to a player like Chauncey because everything that he's accomplished at the small guy that he was.
Yeah, what's crazy is he's not small.
He's not small.
I know,
but,
but for NBA, he's small. Like that's what always throws me off. In real life, 6'4", 230-pound Chauncey Billups walked through the door. You're like, that guy's a monster. On the NBA, you're like, oh, look at their little point guard running around. How cute. But Chauncey was amazing, and what he went through to get here in his career, being drafted by the Celtics, super high, top 5, then being tossed out right after his first year, and he went to Minnesota, I believe, and then he finally landed here in Detroit. And this was his home, man. This is where Chauncey belonged.
What's funny is that's something that would happen to Detroit, where you draft a guy, don't see his talents, trade him away, and then he becomes the star. So I'm fortunate that this is something that we got to see the good side of.
Yeah, we're getting a little taste of it with Chris Middleton, but not to the status of Chauncey Billups.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we traded away Chris Middleton way too early.
At my 4, I also had a Finals MVP. A guy who does not get the respect that he deserves because of other things in Detroit that he did. I'm going Joe Dumars. Joe D, three-time All-NBA player. We already know he's a 2-time champ. But Joe D's defense gets overlooked so much. He was a 4-time All-NBA defense, and he was a part of a historic backcourt with Isaiah Thomas. To me, outside of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, I don't really know too many backcourts that you can say are better than them. They were just like I don't want to call Joe D a silent guy, but it was just like you had Isaiah, who was the pit bull, then you had Joe D, who was like a silent assassin.
Yeah.
So that's, like you said, we're not arguing. We're just naming our top 10 picks, but Joe D was my 4. I just gave him up there because Joe D don't get the respect he deserves based off of, yes, he brought the Pistons of 04 title as the GM, but just the other stuff that happened after that.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the other stuff. Like, Joe D is the only one that's been a part of 3 championships. So without him, the going to work Pistons never happened. And I get it. Yeah, Charlie Villanueva, Ben Gordon, Darko, you can put all of those against Joe and do it. That's fair. But you also got to give him his credit, too. And when people badmouth Joe Dumars and say he ruined this organization, it's like, what do you mean he ruined this organization? He restored this organization. Then maybe he kicked down the sandcastle. But he built the sandcastle first.
Yeah, but you didn't see that. Like someone like me, I didn't see him building up the sandcastle. All I saw was his horrible picks that he made.
You saw the 04 Pistons. You saw like what we were in the teal era. And that all changed because of Joe Dumars. So there's some Joe Dumars highlights. And he just smooth. And to your point, man, that backcourt is probably the best two-way backcourt of all time. Like you could say Steph and Klay.
They're the great. Steph and Klay to me are the greatest shooting backcourt.
Yep.
But the greatest backcourt is like, I'm racking my brain to think of a better one.
You see that lefty floater?
Oh, dude.
That's how bad. That right there shows how cold the backcourt was. Both of them won Finals MVP.
Right. Yeah. God, I could watch those highlights all day. I have Joe Dumars number 3 on my list. Okay. So you had him at 4, I had him at 3. We're pretty damn close on that, but he's got to be in your top 5. He has to be in your top 5. So there's my number 3. Who's your number 3, Corey?
My number 3 is the Hall of Famer, Ben Wallace.
Okay. Much higher on your list.
Yeah, you know what? I just thought about it again, thinking about anchors. I said that Rasheed was the anchor from having that swagger. Ben was the anchor just of the whole damn team. You take Ben off, you saw how far they can go. Still get the Eastern Conference Finals, but they don't have that extra motor. And I feel that to be undrafted and to get to where Ben was and what he did for the city of Detroit, he made. Just remember back in the Palace when he used to have, every time he used to get a rebound, they used to have the little, what was it, the number or the rebound? It was something weird he used to do. I can't remember it, but he was culture. He was Pistons basketball. He's the first person I think of when I think of that era.
That gong, and after the intros when he'd have that sledgehammer getting ready to hit the glass, and he'd hit it, and then the whole palace would just go boom, and it would shock the hell out of you. Remember, like opposing players would come in and coaches, and you'd always see them like when the pyro would go off, they'd be like, "What was that? What was that?" It was so shocking, and it just shook up the palace. It got the fans going. That was one of the greatest intros. Whoever produced that intro. Good job,
and just
man.
when they came out the final countdown, when they got to Ben, everything would go silent. Their actual gong throughout the whole palace. I'm like,
it's time. It's time. It's time, Detroit. It's time to go to work.
I miss it so much.
God, it feels so good.
I love LCA, but damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we get a good team, we're gonna see that.
Yeah.
You know, it's we're gonna see it.
Oh, just imagine beef stew. Oh my God! They're giving out rows of beef stew to everybody. Like, if we get to that point, or like Killian, they're handing out French baguettes every time he hits a three. They're just throwing baguettes into the crowd. Like, we could have a lot of fun with the characters we already have on this team.
I wouldn't be mad if I got a Panera Bread baguette at a game.
Yeah, just hitting the head with a baguette because Kalen dropped another three.
As long as it's the end piece. I hate the end piece though. The middle pieces are way better.
I'm not being picky with my Kalen baguette. So that was your number 3?
Yep.
And my number 3 was Joe Dumars. On to number 2. This guy's not going to make your list because he didn't see him play, but we got to show respect. Not only was he a great Piston, he was a good mayor of Detroit, too. Dave Bing. I got Dave Bing at number 2 on my list. Point guard, shooting guard from 1966 to 1975. What else can you say about Dave Bing? He's hung up in the rafters. He's a great player, good for the culture. And as you see, once again, loved Detroit, stuck around, and became a part of this city.
It's funny when I see Dave Bing and you hear point guard, shooting guard.
Right.
The dude looked so tall. I remember just seeing him as a kid, and then it's like, the dude's 6'3".
Yep.
It's crazy. Like, I thought he was way taller growing up, but, I mean, that just shows when we talk about these short guards to us in the NBA, they're tall as heck.
Uh-oh. Corey's thinking about something.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
He's like, I forgot him on my list.
You forgot Dave Bing.
Yeah, when did he play in the 80s, before the 80s?
But, you know, if you're doing top 10 all time, you got to put Dave Bing up there. But
yeah, you have to.
You got to.
It's the rules.
For my number 2, I took the stick argument from a different discussion. The James Harden thing. When you take a guy off the team and he goes somewhere else, they become great, and that team goes to shit. Chauncey Billups. His time, former Finals MVP, anchored the Pistons to those conference finals. He was Mr. Big Shot for real. But we saw his true worth when when Joe Dumars and the Pistons traded him to the Denver Nuggets for Allen Iverson. Pistons take a nosedive.
Ugh.
He goes over there to the Nuggets and takes them with Melo to the Western Conference Finals, and damn near could have been in MVP conversation for the season he had there. So I'll leave that alone. That's a sore subject for me. But he's number 2.
Yeah, that trade still hurts. Like, that's probably the hardest trade I think in Detroit sports history.
Because
I'm trying to think back. Who else?
None that I believe really had everybody go like, what the fuck?
Right.
Because even then, yes, I understand that the Pistons had to do something, that they were stagnant, they had to make some moves. I get it, but you don't trade that guy.
And that's the thing. When they traded Chauncey, you might as well have just traded Rip.
And then I remember Rip saying that if he knew that Chauncey was going to get traded, he wouldn't have signed back.
Right. And, not that Chauncey made Rip, because Rip still had to make those shots. Rip still had to come off curls. Rip still had to get open. Rip still had to master that mid-range jump shot. But Chauncey got him the ball in position for him to score on point every single time. So not that he made Rip, but those two together were better than them separate. And then when you put in an AI who likes to pound the ball on the ground for 20 seconds and then try to drive and take on 5 defenders, Rip Hamilton's useless. Like, useless, because he can run off screens all day. If you're not passing him the damn ball, it doesn't matter. And to me, that's what really hurt, was Rip was probably the piece you trade away, not Chauncey, because Chauncey cost you 2 players.
I don't even know if you trade away Rip. I would have probably looked at maybe moving somewhere in that front court, because that back court, it just worked.
Yes.
It just worked. Maybe move Prince, maybe kind of move Sheed. Sheed was starting to kind of like be on the back end, starting to kind of slow down a little bit, because when Sheed left, Sheed didn't do much of anything when he left.
Right. Oh, that's a good point. The Rodman trade to Chicago.
Rodman traded to Chicago.
Yeah, it says Rodman traded to Chicago. No, he went to San Antonio, then Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did we trade? McDyess was it with that?
Agent.
Huh? Who did we trade with that? Was it McDyess?
We got McDyess.
With Chauncey?
For AI.
No, for AI we traded.
Who was it? Chauncey?
I think we did trade McDyess.
Was it Chauncey? We sent them both back to Denver. I don't think it was McDyess.
I know they traded Chauncey for sure. I think they got McDyess out of there too. I could be wrong.
Especially like the time. I mean,
yeah, it was just the truth.
Allen Iverson was just not on his way out. He was on his way out.
Right.
And also the point is that they had that same exact trade in the off season, and they didn't pull the trigger on it. But you do it when the Pistons are 5-0. That didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get to our number 1, and I'm assuming since you haven't listed this person, and since I haven't listed this person, and this person is right there.
Lindsey Hunter.
Lindsey Hunter. Yeah. The Pitbulls, baby.
Hey, someone out there could argue for Lindsey Hunter. That dude's defense, man, was locked down.
Lindsey Hunter and Mike James on each other's shoulder in a trench coat. That's one guy. That's what I'm voting for. Isaiah Thomas, right? He's Mr. Piston. He's Mr. Bad Boy. He's everything that you want your player to be. He's tough. He's angry. He fights for what he believes in. He controlled the locker room. He changed the culture. He took us from losers to winners. It took him some time. He took down Jordan. He took down Bird. He took down Magic. Like, what else?
Same postseason.
Yeah, what else does this guy have to do, man? He got screwed on the Olympic team because he called Bird a white player. Like, the guy was awesome.
And what's crazy is Isaiah didn't even say it. It was Rodman who said it. He just repeated it.
Yep.
And he got shafted for that. But Isaiah, I think he's the most disrespected NBA legend of all time, bar none. He's the second greatest point guard of all time and does not get talked with the reverence that he deserves. And it's a shame, you know. I understand that he burned some bridges with some people, but everybody's burned some bridges. The reason that I think Isaiah Thomas is not liked because, as everybody who has covered that bad boy team has said, the Detroit Pistons were not supposed to win those 2 titles.
Right. We disrupted the league, man.
We were disruptors. We messed up the whole league plan. I think that's why they don't like the 04. They didn't like the 04 Pistons. They weren't supposed to beat the Lakers. I already thought they were going to beat the Lakers, but league-wide, that was supposed to be Shaq, Kobe, Malone, and Gary Payton.
You go back and watch pre-series of that 04 series, and it's just ESPN stroking the Lakers. Oh, the Lakers. They got everybody.
Even when it was 3-1, it was. I watched the preview of Game 5. I just think the Lakers are not going to go out like this. They're going to win Game 5. This is going to go to 7 games. I'm like, dude. All I said, and I told all my friends, and like I said, I won some bets. All the Pistons had to do was win 1 game in LA. Because when that 2-3-2 format, I said they were not dropping the game at the Palace.
And they didn't. But yeah, Isaiah Thomas, what more can you say about the guy? Like, every highlight's amazing. He was playing on one ankle in Game 6 against the Lakers and dropped, well, I think he had like 30 points that game. They ended up losing that game, but what a warrior. And the fact that, like, the NBA doesn't respect this guy after seeing all he did, it just shows that he disrupted the system. And you know what? It's okay to be the villain. And wasn't that what Bill Laimbeer had said in 30 for 30? Yeah, like, somebody's got to wear the black hat, and it was us. And listen, I'm so glad those guys did it. We can have these memories, talk about the top 10 Pistons today, and that's what we are doing with our top 10 list. Isaiah Thomas, number 1 on this list. If you disagree with it, let us know who you think should be in the top 10, who we missed out on. Let's run it back through. This was mine. 10, Rip Hamilton. 9, Bill Laimbeer. 8, Dennis Rodman. 7, Grant Hill. 6, Ben Wallace. 5, Bob Lanier. 4, Chauncey Billups. 3, Joe Dumars. 2, Dave Bing. Number 1, Isaiah Thomas. So thank you guys for being a part of this conversation. We got to find out what Detroit Drew thinks about this, too.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
I know I'm probably going to catch heat for not having Grant on my list.
That's all right, man.
I like Grant.
I like Grant.
Short-lived.
I love Detroit, and I love things from Detroit, and that's why we love our people at 8 Mile Vodka. This is a smooth, nice, tasty drink that you can enjoy all summer long. It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend for Memorial Weekend. Do yourself a favor. Impress your friends. The bottle looks great on a table. Plus, you know, you're pulling up to a barbecue. You want to make sure they got some premium spirits there. You don't want to be feeding them, you know, that well vodka. This is the good stuff right here, and it's not crazy expensive, too. So make sure you get this. It's 8 Mile at any Meijer store, and if it isn't at the store near you, ask for it, and we will get it to you.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Hey, so we talked about earlier today Julio Jones and Aaron Rodgers. Trying to keep a straight face right now.
Just hear Adam out of nowhere. Shut up, fish.
I got one headphone in, so it's like I can't even hear what the reason was. But
no reason. He just said, shut up, fish.
Could you lower my bed a little bit, fish? So we start with, after 27 years, we got to give it up for Sports Center host Kenny Mayne calling it quits, but ended it with an interview with none other than Aaron Rodgers. And the whole conversation was about frustration with Jordan Love and the Packers drafting him, if that was true or not. And then also, here's what Aaron Rodgers had to say about the culture in Green Bay.
With my situation, look, it's never been about, never been about the draft pick, picking Jordan. I love Jordan. He's a great kid. A lot of fun to work together. I love the coaching staff, love my teammates. Love the fan base in Green Bay. It's incredible 16 years. It's just kind of about a philosophy, and maybe forgetting that it is about the people that make the thing go. It's about character. It's about culture. It's about doing things the right way. And a lot of this was put in motion last year, and the wrench was just kind of thrown into it when I won MVP and played the way I played last year. So this is just kind of, I think, the spill out of all that. But look, man, it is about the people, and that's the most important thing. Green Bay has always been about the people, from Curly Lambeau being owner and founder, to the 60s with Lombardi and Bart Starr and all those incredible names, to the 90s teams with Coach Holmgren and Farvey and the Minister of Defense, to the run that we've been on. It's about the people.
Yup, he gone. He gone.
It's all about the people. He sounds like Bane when he says that.
And then the other one, Julio Jones. It is no secret now that he wants out. Players across the league taking it to Twitter and Instagram to try and lure the Falcons wide receiver to joining their team. Shannon Sharp called Julio Jones live and asked him about this.
You watching, Julio?
I really hope he answers here.
Julio, have the guts to pick up the phone.
What's happening?
Yeah.
All right.
Julio. Hold on. Let me put you on. Can you hear me?
I got you. This is your favorite uncle. What's going on, bro?
Man, nothing much. About to go meet up with my brother. What's happening with you?
Man, look. You want to go to the Cowboys, Julio? Or you want to stay in Atlanta?
Oh, man, nah, I'm out of there, man.
You out?
He's out of there.
Are you going to... Ideally, where would you like to go?
Right now, I want to win.
Okay. Well, don't go to Dallas. If you go, you ain't winning in Dallas, Julio.
You already, man, listen, come on, man. You already know I know.
Okay.
Can you remind him we're on television?
Ask him why we're the Dallas.
Listen. You know how people is, man, with all that going on with the picture.
Yeah.
And all that stuff like that.
Okay.
Dude, do you really believe he didn't know?
I don't think he knew he was on ESPN yesterday. Honestly, the way he was talking, no, I'm just going to hang out with my brother. Like, that wasn't interview Julio Jones. That was my boys calling me and asking me.
Talking to his uncle, though. It's different.
I think that he definitely did not know he was going to be on Undisputed. Like, they set him up. Shannon Sharp set him up on that one because it was just off of I can tell tone, and you know. That didn't sound like Julio. Hey, what up, bro? What up, Unc? You know, just on some, hey, what up? Nah, I'm out of there. That didn't sound interview. His tone, his speech, his delivery would have been a lot different if that were like he knew that he was getting that call.
Yeah, these NFL athletes are trained for interviews. Like they go through media courses. They know how to, present themselves. That is not how they were trained. And I'm sure, like I was saying earlier, and I'm sure ESPN wasn't like, hey, just call him and put him on speakerphone and hold it up to the mic.
Sports.
Or whatever. I don't know where the hell those guys are. All I know, Shannon Sharp's a clown. Skip Bayless is also a clown. They're crazy. I don't love those guys.
But my thing to this is, even if that's Unc to him, you're not going to get that regular interview that you're going to get if he interviews with somebody else. It's his Unc, so it's different. And he's not going to put that relationship. But he's not going to put his relationship on the line with him just to call him up to get some content to where you're going to have an interview on there where you know he's going to spill the beans.
I don't know.
This is so planned
Shannon Sharp's a clout chaser, bro.
Definitely is.
Yeah.
He's good at that. And it is no surprise why they call him Logo Lillard. This dude literally just pulls up from the logo, as you see.
Anthony knew where that was going.
Chauncey Billups.
That was a great read.
Lillard from the logo. That'll quiet the crowd.
It's like me when I shoot a free throw.
And just respond in Lamar. This is just insane.
Austin Rivers is trying to get ready for a screen and roll defense. He looks to his left and the ball.
Crazy.
Sheesh.
That's some range right there, man.
Dropped 42 points. Still not enough for the Trailblazers as they lose to the Denver Nuggets 128-109. That series tied 1-1. The Miami Heat were getting smoked so bad that Giannis just gave up on the game of basketball and said, you know what, I'm going to play some soccer.
3-point line. He did. The elites are holding on to Giannis, and Portis there with a little Heisman move and picking up his teammate. And
oh, look at this.
That's right.
Fancy footwork here.
That's what he used to be. We all know this.
Bucks up 2-0 in this series, and I'm thinking this is going to be the gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, not only will they beat them in basketball, they'll beat them in soccer if they decide to play that too.
He is just that good. That's why he's the Greek freak.
Right.
Carey Price, with a hell of a stick save. Not enough to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs, but this is a beauty right here. I love to see the goalie just dive out to make the hell of a save.
That's so hard to do, man.
Especially with all that gear on. That's why it's so difficult.
Right, and pushing off skates.
Yeah.
And think about how bad it must be to have that wide open net and the goalie just dives in. He'd be so pissed.
You think D-Mac can set it up where I can be a goalie for, like, take a couple shots?
Dude, do it. It's hard as hell. I tried it like a couple years ago. My buddy Joe Warner's a goalie.
I'll probably get lit up. I just want the experience.
Do you feel it?
No, you don't feel it. Dude, those pads are so thick. But honestly, like, buy your own goalie pads, because I put on Joe's and they were sweaty, nasty, smelly.
Hockey gear is by far the stinkiest of any gear.
Goalie is just the grossest shit you're ever going to put on in your life. But it's actually fun. I did okay as a goalie because I equate it to being a catcher. Like, I was a catcher growing up, so that's all I did. I got my catcher stance, and I just pretended it was a fastball coming at me. And like, a lot of goals scored, but still at the same time, I was just like you. I was like, I want to at least try it. So yeah, we could set that up.
You know what? I'm gonna go buy me a Mighty Ducks jersey after this.
Let's do it. Quack, 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 quack. Gordon Bombay, baby.
We launched that back on Disney Plus. I gotta watch it.
Oh, the like redo of it, or the up-to-date one where he runs an ice rink and is.
How is that one? Have you heard anything?
I don't know. It's not going to be as good as Cobra Kai.
It can't be.
No, Cobra Kai is legendary.
And Tigers, a little recap. I thought we were going to pull it off. Bottom of the ninth, down by 1, bases loaded, and this a-hole Jordan Luplow got to ruin it.
Line to right. What a catch!
Oh.
Luplow saves the day. And the Indians hang on for a 1-run victory, 6-5 in the
That just
series
sums
opener.
Sums up Detroit sports for you.
Yeah, well, it was a valiant effort. If that ball gets by him, though, we win the game. I hate that.
Dude, literally a game of inches right there.
Yep.
Ball gets by, 2 runs, automatic, game over.
I'm sick of this city suffering.
It's coming, man. It's coming. We didn't sit through this time not to be rewarded on the back end.
They at least making us feel good, though. Downtown Detroit, Bedrock doing what they do best and making the city look beautiful. This is the delayed project of the Monroe Blocks. And starting Memorial Day, you're going to see this right here. Outdoor roller rink, basketball courts, beautiful artwork, live performances. And I'm so excited for it.
DJs. They said DJs are going to be there. I love when they say that. And DJs.
Right, like music.
Right. Okay, cool. So there's going to be music. Yeah, no. Anything that is active in downtown. What you smiling about over there, Fish? What did Adam tell you to say?
Sticks used to being on his knees. I can't say it. Hold on. Sticks used to being on his knees as a goalie and a catcher.
Say, little bitch.
To Stick?
Yeah. That's how you got to end it. Say it again.
Look me in the eyes when you say it,
End it with
Fish.
little bitch.
Well, I don't want to say it to him.
Yeah, come on, Fish.
I'll say it to someone else if he doesn't eat that chip.
Yeah.
I won't say it to Stick.
We're going to call out Joik Bell if he doesn't eat that chip, aren't we, Fish?
We're trying to come up with something to punish him to make him eat the chip.
Hey, all right, well, how would you say? So just say, I'm Joik Bell. No, I'm not eating this shit.
Joik Bell, eat the chip or you're a bitch.
Yeah, tell him, Fish. Tell him, Fish.
And I can use his own words against him. You're not a gorilla if you don't eat the chip.
Yeah, I play with that gorilla.
Not
play
if
with
you
that
don't eat the
gorilla,
chip.
son.
Not if you don't eat the chip.
I'm just so disappointed because he talked all that shit, and now he's being all disappearing like mini-me and shriveling up in the moment.
Corey, where does your friend live that he sent the chip from? Is it Florida?
Orlando, Florida.
Okay, so he
That's
got
your boy
a chip
from Disney?
from Orlando, Florida to come to Michigan.
WWE.
You know how much time that takes to send the chip, put in the right
Fish knows
packaging.
the origin of the chip.
You got to pay for it, pay probably extra shipping.
Here's what Makazi had to do. He had to stop, because first off, he creates the wrestlers' outfits. So he stopped designing their outfits to go to the post office, get Joik his $50 chip sent here, and he literally sent me a message that says, "Hey, tag me to the show so I can watch it live when he takes it."
Yeah, and only because it's Joik Bell.
And that's the reason he sent it.
So he made him stop his business to send this guy a chip who may not even eat it. Oh, we're using that against him
So
today.
if Vince McMahon,
it's on.
It's like in that courtroom.
if Vince McMahon fires him, that's Joik's fault.
Man, I can't believe how much this chip has been talked about on our Woodward Sports Network.
And
Well,
it
the
was
next 2
done
days.
until Joik brought it back up. I took my ass whooping
Ass on fire.
more than once.
Yeah, I brought it up after Corey did. I said, hey, have you guys had any hot stuff? And then Joik's like, oh, I'll take the 1 chip challenge. I'm like, you want to take that, Joik? You really want to? And he does. Maybe.
And he does.
Hopefully.
It'll be here tomorrow. The wait is going to be over.
And we switch it now to Paige's news.
Paige, intern Paige from Central Michigan University. She's a broadcast student there. She's going to be a part of the show pretty much for the next 3 months on Monday and Tuesdays. We're so happy to have her in here. And she's going to come up with a new story to be a part of Joey, and we'll slowly integrate her more into the show. Paige, what's your news story today?
All right. So last month, Olivia Moultrie, a 15-year-old soccer player, filed a federal antitrust lawsuit, against the National Women's Soccer League because of the 18-year-old age requirements. So what the big deal is about this is the actual Major League Soccer for men's, they don't have an age requirement, neither do other countries with girls that are just as old as Olivia, they don't have age requirements. So she tried to get this pushed in about a month ago. Well, last night, Moultrie was awarded a temporary restraining order, which could allow her to sign officially with the Women's National Soccer League team. She's currently practicing and scrimmaging with the Portland Thorns. And this is what's happening right now. Should we have age requirements for sports? And why is it only for women's sports? Why not men's sports as well?
Yeah, I don't think there should be an age requirement in any job, really, besides like using child labor and stuff like that. But no, if it's a skill set based job and somebody's capable of having the skills, let them compete.
Right.
Just let them go.
I mean, I already kind of know why they doing these little age requirements.
Why do you think it is for women but not men, though? Like,
that's the thing. That's the big question.
Control.
Just control. It doesn't make any sense, but just control.
Okay. Yeah, and I wonder why it hasn't been brought up before today or
Yeah,
like before
why
her.
now? And it probably has, and maybe it's just been pushed down, but she is the person to do it. She's been the youngest pro women soccer player in history of the WNSL. And fun fact, as of 2019, she signed an endorsement deal with Nike at the age of 13. So she's really big right now in soccer. She's going to be up and coming. So the restraining order causes the restriction to be lifted until league management and the Players Association can negotiate a contract that may determine this age requirement for the future and whether or not there's going to be one.
Some people are just so dumb. Like this takes me back to March Madness, where the females didn't get the same weights as the males, and it's like there's just some things that could be so easily avoided that now they start this problem when you know it's going to be a problem before you even do it.
Right.
I don't understand why don't people just be more proactive instead of reactive in these type of situations?
Common sense. It's just common sense. Like, that's what blows my mind. Like, if this was a very hard issue to figure out and, like, there were many levels to it and layers and, like, oh, 13-year-old girls don't possess this where they can't do this and we're preventing this from happening. But there is none. Okay, 14-year-old boys can play. 14-year-old girls can play. It's that simple. Just shut your mouth. Let's move on. Non-issue. Why are we making this a thing? So thank you for bringing that to our attention, Paige. And thank you for doing Paige's news. And people are already rooting for you in the chat over Joey, so there you go.
Thank you, everyone.
I like Paige. I would root for her too if she wasn't a Chippewa.
Oh,
it's that Mac beef.
Someone says I should. Who was it? Charlie said I should say Central Michigan University, like I say Virginia Union University.
Okay.
Central Michigan University.
It fits.
Paige, Meyer, let's go. That's how we got to introduce you from now on, Paige.
I like it.
All right, well, thank you for being a part of the show today and bringing us your story. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Fish and his world-famous facts right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, guys, I'm D-Mac.
Hey guys, I'm Pilar.
That was a little slow.
All right.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I wasn't ready. I was doing this.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
Hey, I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. You're lit. Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. We suck.
You suck.
Catch us Monday to Friday, 3 to 5.
Every day, right here on The Hook.
On Woodward Sports Network.
Is it time?
Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go fish.
Fish facts.
It's fish!
It's Fish Facts time. He's over there in the fish bowl. He's been having a great morning. You ready to go, Fish?
Sure.
All
Ready
right.
to go.
Fire it up. Let's do it.
I will. As always, we start with a video. And before we start the video, guys, do you like when refs are mic'd up?
Yes. I like when anybody's mic'd up.
You think they should have that in America? I mean,
Yeah.
technically NFL refs are mic'd up, but I mean the player interactions.
Yes.
Especially when LeBron's out there crying. I want to see what they say.
So, I'm international guys, you guys know. Anyways, international sports mostly have the refs mic'd up where you can hear the interaction from the player. So we go to Australia, where the ref was mic'd up, taking away a free kick from a guy for this.
Off the boot of Bono, but downfield. Or it could be reversed. You had the free kick, and now you've lost it. You can see this free kick for the late attack on Connor Rosie.
So that's love when you hear when the ref talks to the player reactions. They need to do that in the NFL. Can they do that in the NFL or the NBA or hockey?
What, have them mic'd up?
Yeah, like the whole time. Like, I know the refs are mic'd up when they say third down, penalty, offside, but I want to mic it for the.
I think the NBA refs are always mic'd up. They just never do
They
anything
just never
with
air it. Okay.
Right.
Well, they should air it.
No, I agree. I think eventually sports are going to go to where we're going to be able to pick like between players and stuff like that. Like we're going to be able, since channels are no longer a thing on cable or won't be a thing moving forward, just the streaming sites. Like you're going to be able to select from 10 different players on each team. Hopefully they're all mic'd up and you can switch between positions. Like that's where I see TV and entertainment going with sports. And I think that would be amazing.
Because I know with ESPN, you can choose the alternate view to watch the over-the-head view where it's no commentators and you're watching the game. And I can
Really?
Yeah. It's not a bad view.
That's the thing.
Well, NASCAR does it to where you can select the car to be in, too.
Wow. I don't even pay for TV.
I love that. I love that. And I would love that to be football. Like, all right, on this play, I want to be inside Jared Goff's helmet. All right, he handed the ball off. Let me switch to DeAndre Swift's helmet.
They got to make sure they have the cameras for it.
Yep. We'll get there. We'll get there for sure.
Trust me. They'll find a way to put like a little button camera right on the helmet where it's inconspicuous.
Well, you see, Patrick Mahomes was saying he wants a microchip in the ball to decide goal line plays. I can see that happening.
A chip in a ball? Wait, what?
A microchip in the ball to where, like, the minute it crosses the goal line, it sets off like a red light or something. So
yeah, they have that. Or I don't know if it's a chip in the ball, but they have that in soccer for the goal line.
Okay.
The ref has a watch. It syncs up, and it'll go beep, 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 or a goal or something, and the ref will signal it.
All right, give us some more facts, Fish.
We will. We go to the facts. Yesterday's second half of the Heat-Bucks game, blowout, by the way, took 74 real-time minutes, even though the Heat didn't even get within 25 points of the Bucks the entire game. Both teams still had 2 timeouts.
Yeah, that game sucked.
Why did it take that long?
Giannis wanted to play some soccer.
Yeah, Giannis was playing soccer. You know how it goes.
We go to the Jazz, where Jordan Clarkson scored 299 more bench points than the next player, which is Montrezl Harris. The gap is bigger than Harris and the 12th player this season.
Oh, damn.
So, Jazz are looking good.
They are looking good, man. They're up for the fight.
And Donovan Mitchell is coming back.
And he was pissed that he didn't play game one. He was pissed.
I mean, a thing about it is, we talked about guys yesterday, that some of the older generation, the age generation of players that just kind of came in and didn't have the heart. Some of them other guys, though, they like, hey, I got it. Ja Morant, Donovan Mitchell's one of them. Should have been the Pistons, but we're not going to go.
You posted that the other day. I was so mad at you. All he posted was Donovan Mitchell should have been a Piston.
I can't help but look at the guy and think, oh, crap, you got a guy who doesn't miss a shot in his workout in your draft, Luke Kennard, who's not even here anymore.
He in the playoffs,
relax.
He in the playoffs,
We go to Stick's favorite sport, or maybe second favorite sport, because softball's number one. Baseball.
Yes, sir.
Where Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 22, and Ronald Acuna Jr., 23, they tied for the most home runs in baseball. They're the third duo in the last 30 years to both be in the top 2 in home runs, at least 15 home runs into the season, age 23 or younger. The others are Mike Trout and Bryce Harper, 2015, and then Juan Gonzalez and Ken Griffey Jr. in 1993.
God, remember when the Tigers got Juan Gonzalez? Those were some dark days. Those were some dark days to be a Tigers fan. Juan Gonzalez just chilling in right field doing absolutely nothing.
We got today, by the way, is May 25, if you guys are wondering. Babe Ruth, 1922. He got suspended 1 game and fined $200 for throwing dirt on an umpire.
There's nothing better than players and coaches fighting with umpires, like kicking dirt on the plate, picking up bases, throwing them.
That's my favorite.
Dude, there was one guy that took like the rosin bag and pretended it was a grenade and like threw it over his shoulder. And, like
That's funny.
I love baseball.
We
for
have
that.
a birthday today.
Whose birthday, Fish?
It is someone that you guys probably hated. He tormented the Lions a lot. He plays
Sharp?
on Sean's favorite team, Chicago Bears, or second favorite team. Brian Urlacher.
Oh, okay.
I actually love Brian Urlacher.
1978. Happy birthday to him. I'll bring it up to Sean, and he'll.
I love how Brian
he hates the
Urlacher
Bears.
misread his gap, and then Javid Best was able to run 80 yards wide open to the end zone, creating the loudest moment in Ford Field history.
Yeah, so,
thank you, Brian Urlacher.
So maybe send that video to Urlacher for his birthday present.
Yeah,
today.
happy birthday, Urlacher. Here's when you misread your assignment. We got an 80-yard run up the gut. Thank you.
The only one in Lions franchise history.
What a great moment, though.
All right,
That
so
Javid
make sure
Best
you
run was
spam
great.
that video to Brian Urlacher on his social media. It's his birthday. Wish him a happy birthday under the tab, but of course send him that.
We should.
video.
We should troll him like that.
Who's your favorite linebacker of all time?
Ooh. I mean, I love Spielman when he was here. Ray Lewis. It's tough to go against Ray Lewis.
Yeah, Ray Lewis, Urlacher, my top two.
There were no important weddings, so.
Corey's
Corey about to come at you, Fish. You missed something.
I'll leave that alone, but I do want to add something to Fish Facts. You said about that Trailblazers Nuggets game about how long it was.
It was Heat Bucks.
I mean, Heat Bucks. Trailblazers and Nuggets. That was a long ass game. So you know what they had yesterday?
What they had?
47 fouls, 54 free throw attempts, 2 flagrants, and 4 techs.
Some good basketball.
47.
Wow.
But no, I was going to say, man, Fish, you missed it.
I did miss it.
Today was the day that Ali knocked out Sonny Liston.
Fish still don't give a shit.
Fish don't give a
No, I saw that on there, and I don't know. I guess I just passed it off.
Like,
Who's this Ali dude?
No, I know who he is. It was in the big black letters event interest.
He was no Cassius Clay, but Ali was pretty good.
I guess I just passed it up for Babe Ruth.
All right, thank you, Fish.
I'll get you back, Corey, and do a boxing one tomorrow.
Let's get on to Joey's dumbass of the day. Hit it, Joey.
The Detroit Pistons select Darko Milicic.
World's dumbest criminal.
Well, so much for me calling him savvy because he had no idea where he's on the field.
He crosses too many timeouts. It's a technical foul.
Dumbass!
I love this so much. The Connecticut Sun head coach, Kurt Miller, suspended for 1 game, and this just shows how little the WNBA makes, is their fines are only $10,000, for commenting on Liz Cambage's weight during Sunday's game in Las Vegas. Quote unquote, come on, she's 300 pounds. Well, Liz took this to Instagram to share her thoughts.
But the next time you try to call out a referee, trying to get a call being like, come on, she's 300 pounds. I'm going to need you to get it right, baby, because I'm 6'8". I'm weighing, I just double checked, because I love to be correct and get facts. I'm weighing 235 pounds, and I'm very proud of being a big bitch. Buddy, Big Ben's baby. So don't ever try to disrespect me or another woman in the league. I don't know if that's how, coaches run. You just you try to disrespect women like that from the sideline. And you're so lucky it was during a game.
Ooh.
I mean, I think she's being sensitive.
I mean,
listen, you don't think when Shaq was playing, someone's like, come on, he's 400 pounds. We can't guard him.
Yeah.
Shaq didn't get on Instagram and like, he called me 400 pounds. Like, come on, you're huge.
This is where there's that separation between female and male trying to, use the whole, I'm a female type thing. Yes, you shouldn't be fat-shaming someone, but that's not fat-shaming. That's just saying that's a big person out on the court.
Listen, in context is everything. He was just yelling at the referee like, hey, we can't guard her. She's 300 pounds. She's throwing her weight around.
You say, oh, that's a fat bitch or something.
Or,
that's
go up
offensive.
to her and be like, oh, man, you look like you're 300 pounds. I don't know, man. I thought she was being sensitive. Corey, did you just fall in love, though?
I was mesmerized.
Corey he's like, man, that's a beautiful big woman right there.
Oh man, what? I think that context does matter. I don't think anybody she should be offended by, but again, it's her right. However affected her, but it's not a Don Imus calling a group of women nappy headed hoes and stuff like that.
Exactly, you're right.
It's the context. I get it because if 6'8", 235, that's a big ass woman. So I mean.
It's a big ass woman.
That's a big ass man. I don't care. That's a big ass human, right?
Yeah,
hey, that's messed up. I'm nearing that weight, all right?
And you're little as hell. What's up, Fish?
So I saw the video, and I thought I knew. She looked familiar. She is familiar. Liz Cambridge, she called out the Australian women's basketball team for being all white and not having, she was going to for not having diversity in the team.
How many black people are in Australia?
I don't know, but she called out the team, and she said she's going to boycott the Olympics, and then 5 days later she said she's going to play in the Olympics.
Okay.
Listen, no offense, but as a WNBA player, you only got so much that you could do. You're limited. As far
they're limited as far as the WNBA, but overseas they make bank.
Do they really?
Oh hell yeah! they make some bread over there. They're actually treated better overseas than over here. That's why some of them like kind of like dip the WNBA because they make more money.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I mean, you can't make less than the WNBA makes.
Yeah, I mean, Australia's so white. Like, they break down their demos as Irish, Scottish, English, Australian.
Damn.
Like they have to break down their white people.
In a white category.
Right.
You know what's funny?
Wow.
I got to hit up my white homie Sam.
There you go.
He lives over there. He's over there right now. His wife is from over there. I could ask him about that.
What does he classify as?
You said what?
Are you sure it's not me?
Hey, you know what? Yes.
Sam Fisher.
Who knows? It might be. I don't know. Sam is a little bit bigger than you, though, but, you know.
All right, I want to get to one last dumbass of the day because we had to skip the story because we went a little, and we just got to play this video. A guy gets tossed from a baseball game, and he goes at the umpire with a bat. And we got to watch this video. Go ahead, Alex. It's escalating. They're yelling at each other. Kind of straightens out. Dude's going to step back in the batter's box. Says something else. Keep talking.
Yeah, she talking smack in the stands.
Oh, yeah. Now, wait a minute. Now, I say I like when baseball fights happen and they kick dirt on the plate and get mad at the umpire. This is a little next level. So the guy's stepping in. Now he's taking his time. He's giving him a warning, saying he's delaying the game. All right. Still talking trash to each other. And here he goes. Now he's about to toss him. You get out of here. Now watch 34. Oh! Hits him with the bat right in the head. And he goes back for more with the bat. Throws his helmet. Picks up the bat again. And charges him again with the bat.
Man, he's soft as hell.
Look
You
at
can't
this.
go at someone with a bat.
It's so crazy. Other people running out there with more bats. Like, it just turned into absolute chaos.
You can't use a bat on a baseball field like that.
Yeah, well, it turned into a weapon, and that's what happened with that video. So I had to play that video just because I was watching it yesterday, and like I was an umpire for like 15 years, and I couldn't imagine someone turning around with their bat and attacking me like that.
You're done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's uncalled for.
So yeah, that's my dumbass of the day. Thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show. Sean Baligian is here. He's in the building. We ran a little bit over today just because we had so much to talk about. But thank you guys for being a part of the Morning Woodward Show. Have a great Tuesday. Enjoy this nice weather. We'll be back on tomorrow. Baligian and Bell up next from 11 to 1 right here on the Woodward Sports Network.